look like this though, but the stream is just so weird. Game look like this. Oh, you should probably disable sound alert as well. The fuck? Why can't I hear anything?
Alright, so um we are about to go explain the tutorial for NGS1. Uh the main focus for this tutorial is that we need to go through the basic stuff that you need to learn throughout this game. I'll be explaining a lot of the basic mechanics and how the room it's supposed to go like. There will be also an input display that helps you to get an idea what kind of button I'm pressing and so on. In general, NGS1 has a lot of similarities with NGB, but there are like some specific changes that forces you to change your approach with the game in significant amount. So right here with me, it's GT, and GT is going to help me to cover stuff that I keep forgetting about, such as certain strats that I wasn't aware of while I was doing it throughout my run. You know what I mean? Like, uh, another thing that I have to mention is that you could also apply this strat on equipment percent. So you could use this as a practice on equipment percent, and then you could probably come back later on to any percent with more refined movement and combat, etc. Uh, Now, another thing is to be aware of is that this game focuses on LRT on PC wise. There are certain things that you need to be aware of that you could check on speedrun.com. So, new game, normal. Pick an outfit that doesn't affect any status like damage boost, etc. Yeah, kind of a rough introduction, but it is what it is. Now,
Yeah.
yeah, so chapter 1. I need to clear up the
I guess I'm
enemy.
watching your Twitch stream because this Discord one is not looking good.
It's alright. You do you. Okay, so let me clear out the enemy first, because I need to explain the basics mechanic of this game. Alright. So there are there are stuff that is different from NGB than NGS, that you have a quick access to quick healing, quick items. This means you don't have to worry about the menuing as much in NGB compared to this game, aside from upgrade and the time that you would equip. I can provide the menu optimization equipping link and stuff on the description for the video once we finish talking about this tutorial. Another thing that you need to be wary for this game is the Essence currency management. For the PC runners, they don't have to worry about it much because there is a plugin that you could keep in track of the currency live. If you install ASL VAR Viewer, all of that resource is provided in speedrun.com. While in console runners, you have to be wary on how you would use like the smooth ultimate technique, and as well as how you move around. For example, this technique called on landing jump. I'll also provide a link in the description that is explained by JDB. However, there are things that is different in Sigma. You'll notice that Ryu doesn't do the forward roll all the time. If you do side roll, for example, the animation is just different. Like, he doesn't do like this. He could also do backflip at certain enemies if you encounter them, only during the fight, which makes your movement a little bit weirder. That is something that you'll need to get used to it. Another thing
Yeah, the back roll is pretty weird.
Yeah, the backflip is pretty weird.
Like, even if, like, when you try rolling into a door, it will not work.
Exactly. Because normally when you do the front roll, it will work consistently. But if you do the side roll like that, you need to wait for a bit before you interact. If you hold the guard while matching interacting, that helps a lot instead of you throwing random shurikens. Uh, for my case, I changed my controller a bit in big picture, where I made X act as interact. So you see me in an instance where I mash X, that means I just push that button as interact, as well as how my wind path and ninpo button are different. Then the ninpo management is mostly based on your adaptation, but we could also explain the key points where using your double elixir is very, very important. I think I've talked a little bit too much here because we need to get straight to the one. We don't want to get this tutorial too complex. We just want to help you on how you can get started. I'll mention which movement is very important part and certain points that you need to look for. Otherwise, you could use this controller viewer as a reference on how I move and how I perform the input. So, yeah, the bosses. I'll mention which bosses are like strat that can apply. You could use from NGB and how you could adjust it in this version. Now, alright, I think that's all. I've covered pretty much most of the things that I need. Now, when you get started in this map, there is like a ninja that comes across when you roll. You need to kill that ninja, but before you kill that ninja, you need to trigger this cutscene first. Ayane Kunai. And then when that ninja comes across, you do this combo. Forward Y, X, and Y. And after you...
Just forward YY works too.
Yeah, but sometimes they don't die with it. Because the enemies have an RNG health in this game. So it's much better you do forward Y, X, Y. It's pretty much guaranteed kill. Now, after you kill that ninja...
Also, be sure to let him dissolve first, because if you don't let him dissolve, he's gonna target him.
Yeah. So, after you finish killing that ninja, normally you won't want to go across there and climb, right? But in NGB you do that. You go over there, climb, and then you trigger cutscene. But in Sigma, there is a neat little trick here you could do the skip. So, you see this, like, the line right here that is straight? You need to jump over that. Make sure that Ryu does forward wall run, like that. So after that, you need to delay a bit, and then press Y for a home split, like that. That's the first sequence. And the second sequence, you need to recenter the camera by pressing right trigger, as you can see. After you do that, you back roll, jump forward. He gets a similar animation. Same idea. You need to delay as much as you can, and then use helm splitter. Like that. And then after that, you could jump across here however you want. Normally I like to do this. Back roll into a jump. Now let's repeat. Make sure that you lined up with this. And then recenter. So if that doesn't work for the second time, recenter again and then back roll. Make sure your position is also fixed here. Clear enough? I guess that's how I explain it pretty well. And then from here you do this. You can pick this large Great Splurt Elixir if you want. Pretty straightforward so far. Okay.
Don't get discouraged by that skip. It takes a little bit to get used to.
Yeah, yeah. It's not that bad. It's just you need to get used with this, the timing on that. It's pretty easy to understand. Now from here, I'll just show how I move fast. Then you can use this as a reference. Okay, so this first instant, it's very important for you to break that fire word. It's an essence that you could carry over the next fight. You only have 5 seconds to get through that. Now, after you jump up from here, do a wind run to trigger the cutscene. First thing you need to do to break this, and then roll, jump, interact, jump. Don't do that, but then roll, interact, jump. Before the first ninja comes in, first thing you need to do is to launch them forward Y. So you could line up 3 of them, that you could kill 3 ninjas at the same time. The reason why this fight is very important is because you need to kill them with essence technique, so you could get the double currency amount, like 2 times or 3 times it. I don't remember how much exactly, but it's just about enough where you could afford Inferno Scroll for the next chapter. Now, once that ninja drops in, forward Y, do that. That's how you need to do it. Launch, hold the charge, and then release. Once everyone else died, try to delay your guard and spare 1 essence at least. If you hold the guard long enough, Ryu won't absorb the essence at all. So this is very important. And then to keep charging, kill the rest. If this happens, that's fine. If you can't get the triple kill, because what you could do from here, you could roll Shuriken and then do that. Launch, do this. That's how it's done.
Right, yeah, I was about to say.
Okay. So this karma window, it's very helpful for you to keep in track in enemies. For this room, there's about like 9 brown ninjas. So having the karma is very ideal, so you could know when to get out of the room extremely fast. I think I'm missing something, JD, or
No, you're good.
yeah, we good. Like, you don't have to prioritize here to kill 3 enemies at once. What you need to prioritize is that you need to make sure you kill with the essence technique as much as you could, so you could afford, you could get 1k here. But if you don't get 1k here, that's fine, because you have another chance in another room against the white ninjas. So once you finish here, interact with this door, jump, roll, jump, run, slash, interact, jump, jump, get in, roll, jump, roll. Get that key item, jump away. So you come across this talisman. Unlike NGB, for this version you're going to get 2 talisman instead. So having multiple talisman is very, very important in your run, and you don't really want to lose it that early. Especially, we could explain it later, but I think the main thing to say here is when you get this, protect it, like, as in your run is in the line. Like, you don't want to lose this at all. You need to do your best to stay alive. So there's nothing much going on in this chapter. All you gotta do is just keeping track on how I move around. And what do I need to recommend you to do for a certain section.
Also, don't be afraid to pick up as much heals as you need.
Yes. Okay, we're gonna come across a white ninja room now. First thing you need to do in this fight to break the lamp. It's pretty much the same idea as brown ninja room, but this one is a little bit different. So you break this lamp, jump away, shuriken, charge, release. You might get lucky with a triple kill instead. So yeah, the move I'm using right now, it's very recommended. X, Y, X, and then you online ET charge. That's pretty much guarantees to kill them without being them extremely dodgy. Normally they love to dodge a lot, and you normally want to do this combo. And sometimes you get double kill. That's another reason for doing that. Okay. So far, I hope this makes sense, most of the people, on how I explain, because this game is extremely fast for me to explain what's happening. After you finish all the fights, the brown ninja room, the white ninja room, you're gonna come across the first boss, Murai. So, Murai in this version is way different than NGB version in terms of how much he can take hit. The strategy is very, very easy, as a matter of fact. All you gotta do is you wind run Y. You spam this attack. The moment he rolls...
Haven't picked up Flying Swallow for that.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why we skipped Flying Swallow, so we could spam this move pretty much reliably. This boss has the same idea as NGB, but we do this move instead of doing forward Y into haste straight slash. So, the moment you attack him is literally when he rolls away. So basically you do this, you backflip twice, and then he rolls towards you, and then you do this move again. Now, let me demonstrate it for you. I have to explain it beforehand, so you could get the idea. Yeah, make sure that Murai attacks first before he rolls. Because if you don't force him to attack, then he will take forever to roll. If he does that, if he keeps doing this charge attack, that means you got a free hit. Far away. Just make sure he keeps attacking, otherwise he won't roll at all. And that's pretty much it. Easy peasy, straightforward. Nothing too complex, nothing too crazy about this chapter. On how much you need to get RGT, you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, when you're first starting your runs, don't focus on resetting, just focus on finishing the run.
Exactly. Okay, so you might want to explain this chapter, GT, because I talked a lot in chapter 1 and I got tired. So.
Alright, so this chapter is not really that difficult except for the Horseman and Masakado. Those two are very RNG based because of the random health, and Masakado could just block all your arrows. Well, once we get there, we'll explain more.
Yeah. Don't forget to pick up the Flying Swallow.
Oh, you also didn't pick up like cards.
This one, do not skip it. Do not skip it at all. They become very, very handy at certain chapter.
I recommend the only one you skip using is a Smogon.
Yeah.
If you're already comfortable.
Okay, so let me explain this movement a bit. First of all, because it should be very easy for me to tell what's going on. Right, so in this part, when you're coming all the way down here, you roll jump here. When Ryu clings to the wall here, make sure that you're holding on your left stick instead of forward, so Ryu can focus on going to the left side instead of straight. Whichever the direction you want to go during the wall run, make sure that you release the stick from neutral and move it to whichever position you want. Okay, we're gonna come across Ninpo that is extremely powerful. Firewheel. Ninpos and Sigma version are way stronger than NGB version. However, there are certain scenarios which makes you question if it's that powerful, why it doesn't knock down the horseman.
Yeah, that's pretty nonsense, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's nonsense because, you know, certain changes of this game that is very questionable with the enemy's hitbox and stuff. We're gonna also come across Smoke Bomb. Do not skip this at all. It's very important on the next chapter. Yeah, you can see me that I'm controlling the camera a bit. If you control your camera around while moving, it helps your movement to stay in shot. So it's highly encouraged to you to keep in track with how your character control is. Recenter when it's needed, move around the camera when it's needed. So there's a trick here that may not always consistently work, the Muramusa Dialogue Shop skip. The easiest way you could do that from here, do not press anything, right? So you don't press anything, turn Ryu, center the camera, do a raw jump, backflip, shop. That's how you do it. So you turn Ryu, center the camera, jump forward, and then back roll. If you do that successfully, you'll skip the dialogue, but sometimes there's a weird bug in this game where you can't... You still have to deal with the dialogue, even though you skipped it, you know? Here, for our first shopping, we're gonna get Inferno. Very important info. It's very useful. And it only costs 1k. You can still, like I said, you can refer to my menu optimization guide on how the buy route and equip route is like. Now, we bought Inferno, and that's it. Gonna skip it. Yeah, see? If you stay in for so long, you'll have to deal with this again. You can pick small elixir if you want. It's highly encouraged if that's your first time in the one. But whenever you see this, elixir of the devil way, just pick it up. Just do not ask me why, do not ask me for what, just pick it up, because the way that Ninpo drop works in this game can be really obnoxious. Sometimes you get really lucky and then you question yourself, why did I even pick it up? Now you interact right here. Jump, take the bow, immediately go to the menu, equip bow, Inferno, use Life of the Thousand God. Okay. What's about to happen here right now, it's very complicated. It's a lot easier to explain in NGB because in NGB Horseman is very consistent. However, in Sigma, you need to do it in such a specific way where you have to skip that one last Horseman. I'll show on how the way I do it, right? If worse comes to worse in that fight, you're encouraged to use another Ninpo if needed. But the way I do it is probably helpful for you to understand the fight better. on how you need to prioritize and such. Now let's get started. So jump away, wait for that arrow guy to come close. Ninpo? Yeah, this can happen. The reason why they get knocked down is probably because of the extra damage they took from Inferno, but sometimes they won't get knocked down at all. So in this case, we got lucky. Sometimes you knock both of them at the same time, which makes you wonder why. But the main point here, you need to kill the last two horsemen two at once. So right now we knock down the arrow guy, you kill it with Fiend Seal. And then you take this essence, charge for it, use ultimate technique. Now that you finished using ultimate technique, you do Flying Swallow. Then Airbow attack. If it hits, that's good. If it doesn't hit, that's fine. Now, if one samurai gets knocked down, try to not kill him. Make sure that you focus on the other horseman to knock him down.
What I like to do is once I knock the second one off, I'll ninpo right after, and it'll hit the horse.
Yeah. So after you knock both of them down, do Azure Dragon into ET. And that's it. That's how you skip the fight. So when you try to knock horsemen down, just use Wind Path, FS into a bow. Again, Wind Path, FS into a bow.
One thing to note also is when you do that ET, one of them might survive.
Yes.
And that's not optimal.
Well, one of them might survive, so that's why I always make sure that I do Azure Dragon first, so both of them can line up properly. If you do a raw ET, they won't. There's a high chance that both of them won't die at the same time.
I don't know if this actually works, but I saw someone do a forward Y on the dead body and then another attack. I don't know how reliable that is, but that might be a save.
That might be a save, but the way I did it, I think, is probably the easier for you to understand and do it. Like, you do FS into a bow. FS is pretty reliable against the horseman because even if they block, you can still use bow in the air, where in NGB you can't use bow in the air at all. So you still have a chance to get hit. I wish if there was a save nearby so I could repeat this fight over and over, you know? But that's fine.
Yeah, the closest save is that one by the waterfall.
Yeah. So, let's make a save here, in case if I mess up on explaining something. So, Masakado. You know, like, some say would just shoot arrow, lol, you know? that's the strat of that guy. He's an RNG heavy, you just want to make sure that you're able to shoot him bow as much as you can. But I'll show you another way of dealing with that guy. Basically killing the mages and grabbing their essence while you use your ET. If you feel like he blocks way too much. But the main thing you need to prioritize that the camera angle focused on mages. So, you know, when you shoot, they won't just come close to you at all. So he's blocking now. 1, 2... Okay, we got some decent arrow shots here. Okay, if you killed the mage, don't be afraid to use your ultimate technique. You get some good damage out of that, you see. So if you just wanna, like, you don't wanna shoot with arrows anymore, just kill the mages and then do ET. It's not too bad. It's not too bad when you do this approach. Like, you don't have to, when you're getting started...
No, you just got a nimble bonus there.
Yeah, I just got a nimble bonus. But yeah, when you're dealing with this boss, you try shoot arrow as much as you can, but if you feel like he blocked way too much, you can just proceed to kill mages and then spam ultimate technique. That's one of the most reliable way of killing this boss. In a decent speed, you know. After you kill Masakado, you get one of the most important scrolls in the game, counterattacks. And then there is some neat little trick we could do here for the movement skip, where before the fire thing comes out, right here, move around here, and then roll. See? Right here, where you need to be. If you move here fast enough, you could just get into the door before that fire right here comes out. So this is a mandatory lost fight in Dooku. All you gotta do is just to jump in front of him and tell him to grab me please, or hit me, you know. It's straightforward. That's probably the only complicated chapter in this run.
Yeah.
And once you pass to chapter 2, everything else will be a breeze. Okay, you can go ahead and start this on GT.
Okay, so first you're gonna pick up this elixir, and then you're gonna go to the left room,
Yeah.
like a little bit ahead, to get the map.
Mm-hmm.
That's a mandatory pickup. So
Yeah.
you exit out of that as fast as you can, then you just jump
Yeah.
back to the door.
You want to mention that enemy literally comes out after this room immediately, where you need to immediately attack. Yeah.
I don't attack them. I keep my stick slightly to the left, so he doesn't like wind path on them, and I just go through the door.
Yeah, I'm talking about the next room after this.
Oh, the next room? Yeah, you're gonna have to. I do XY, um, XY, and then I counter the black guy. He's gonna attack me, and I forward Y, T. Did you mention that you're using mod too? Only mono left.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I explained that in the rule, like everything you need to know with the resource. Okay. Hold the guard, pick the key immediately, and then immediately roll out of this. Make sure that you're still holding the guard to not absorb the essence. Get over
If
here.
you don't feel comfortable dragging that essence all the way to this room, you can stop and ET that guy real fast and chain that one.
There you go. There you go. Ah, whoops.
Sometimes this room can mess up, and oh, you picked it up.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so ideally you want to leave that essence out,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're gonna get down to that room really fast. At the elevator, I don't think the elevator time does count when you're dragging essence, does it?
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah, so you drag that and wind path and ET immediately. You don't really want to. A blue is okay because you can kill that black soldier immediately, but you'd ideally want a yellow.
Yeah, so basically what I did, like the most important startup in this room, you do double wind path into ET, and the rest you just do the usual Rio forward Y, X, Y stuff. That's that's how usually the normal enemies are dealt with the dragon sword. You want to capitalize all these ET hits, so your currency will get boosted up really hard. Okay, now we finish this room, we get over here, walk a little bit, then jump. So you could get into the elevator immediately.
You can also just jump immediately after going in the door. You'll just be like 1 inch away from the
Yeah.
direct.
if you had an ET, like if I had an essence here, I would have killed one of the soldiers. But what you want to do here is to jump first and then do an ET. So you jump. Well, that gave us unfortunate, but it's fine. Kill the guy who comes in the door immediately. If you get an ET, don't be afraid to use it. Get one
Okay,
essence.
now
Or...
you're gonna have to leave one out. Yep.
You wanna leave one
Okay.
out.
Oh, yeah. So usually, what you do here, you'd go right up against that elevator door and spam Y. It'll automatically counter, and then you would do that at ET.
So you need the sword no matter what. Okay, I think I need to pause after each enemy kills. Instead of me just autopiloting through. Okay, so right here, you need to break this box. Like, you need to break it in a way where you do this running attack into a roll. So you break it this way. So when you come across this room, you run, X, roll, and then jump. That's how you need to do it to prepare for the next fight after you move that crank about 3 times. So the next soldier comes out, you're already ready to charge an ET. Now let's see, 1, 2, 3. Hold, release, hold, release, roll, hold, release, hold, release. Like, that's the first step that you need to do. After you kill that last two, the last enemy spawn is pretty much RNG. It could be nearby or it could be right next to the crank. So for my case, I roll jump, do this. So the first two enemies, you normally just hold and release. The first two here. And then you roll towards the grenade guy, you hold releases twice. And the last enemy really depends. If you're too late, you'll get ultimate technique, which isn't too bad. Because you still get a lot of currency, and having a lot of currency in this game is very healthy. If your currency is extremely low, then you may not be able to afford some emergency healing item at all. From here, you move the crank about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then go to the aim mod, wait for the barrel, and then shoot. So yeah, if you see like the second enemy like right on the center of this barrel, like right before he comes across the last one, you're safe to shoot against him. Now from here, normally people would wind path or jump. I wouldn't naturally recommend that because of the way that aim mode works. It doesn't let Ryu jump away or anything. So what you would do is to jump like this and then move around. Now, there is a black tactical soldier that is going to come across. We're not gonna kill him. And the reason why we're not gonna kill him, because once we go our way back, there are like 2 more soldiers are spawning. And you don't really want them to come across and kill them to waste your time even further.
You're gonna do a forward Y on him so he doesn't bother you while you try to go through the window.
Yeah, or this. Or you could counter him like this. But you should be careful, he can sometimes grab you and kill you in advance, you know? It just throws you off the bridge. So...
Yeah, I always get scared of that when you go through the door and then he's just waiting for you where he's supposed to go.
So right here, you jump, do air destruction slash. Yeah, I really think I should take it slow instead of going really fast. Okay, so after you finish this, you'll see that this guy won't even bother you anymore if you just go around. He just goes away. You just free to roll jump from here. And then from at this distance, at this angle, you jump forward. So Ryu can jump as far as he could. Roll jump, roll jump, running X. Wind path, running X. And then spam wind path here. Wind path. On landing jump twice, roll. I really recommend grabbing the large elixir right here. It's very, very important. Do a wall run twice here. Like that. Make sure to recenter the camera after this, because it's very easy to fall down here. Do the bird flip right here. Roll over here. Then right here you center the camera. Jump here twice and then do like, if you time it right, you would be able to interact the leader as you descend. And then after you interact from here, go to the menu, change to dual sword, and smoke bomb. So some people go with the fire wheel, they want to get rid of the dynamo as soon as possible, but personally I would recommend using Inferno, just to interrupt his dome. The reason why you would need Smoke Bomb in this fight, so you could dodge twice and get away from his grab. The move that you're gonna spam against him is this move. It's called if it comes out, yeah, Rise to the Heaven. So you spam 360Y a lot. It's basically one of the best move in the entire game. And it's very, very broken.
Yeah, you'll see it quite often in the run.
Yeah. So when you start, Smoke Bomb, jump, right? That's what you need to do first. Smoke Bomb, jump. And then 360Y. 360Y. So if he does the what do you call the swipe, your guard will break first. You have to wait for him, so his grab will come out. And the moment his grab come out, react it with a smoke bomb to dodge. Like that. Again. Again. Let your guard break. Like that. If he goes for the dome, Ninpo. So you could interrupt that. So normally what you need to prioritize in this fight is that you let Dynamo does his horizontal attack into a grab. Once he roofs the grab, use 360. Don't just spam it mindlessly. You have to wait for his attack. You just need to take it slow and make sure to avoid his dome. Finally, I can pause without map per menu. Like I said, the movement are self-explanatory. They are not so complicated. You will get better the more you run this game. Okay, for this orange fight, thanks to GT reminding me, I don't need to like spam 36Y at everything. So basically what you need to do in this fight, after you jump in, you kill the first enemy with 360Y, and then the rest with the ET charge. So let's trigger this fight. 360Y, charge. Dead. The guy will automatically come, charge, release. Easy peasy. So, you want to explain lunar stuff, GT? And why we pick it up? GT? Okay, we picked up lunar stuff. Now let me check why GT isn't responding at all. He's still there.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I was waiting
Was
for you to
r-
explain the lunar stuff.
waiting, and I was like, "What the fuck? Why can't you hear me?"
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you could either get this in this, or you can get a chapter 8, whichever one you feel is more efficient of time.
Mm-hmm.
You would use that mostly on Doku in chapter, what is that? 14? No, 13.
Well, just
Chapter
call it
13.
Doku 1 or whatever. You don't have to mention the
Okay, yeah,
chapter.
so we use it there. And we use it on Jotun Frown chapter 15 and 18.
Very important pickup here, by the way. Spirit of the Devil.
Make sure to use this before you open the essence chest, because the essence chest gives you a free info to use on the bikers.
Exactly. So before you switch to Spirit of the Devil, we need to finish the fight here. The way I do it is not so reliable, I guess, but it's basically the way I do this fight is to set up an UT so I could kill the last two soldiers. So after you get this cutscene, you need to do a landing jump so many times so you could get close to the enemy as possible. 360, 360, smoke bomb, and then start charging. That's one, and then that's the other two. That's how you want it to go. You want to kill the last two with an ET. And if your luck turns out to be better, you could kill both of them at UT, but the UT animation of this weapon is super slow, so I wouldn't really recommend using that at all, you know? So you go through this door, and then you need to get this essence chest, but
Use the
yeah, thanks for reminding. So before you get in here, you equip Dragon Sword, Shuriken, and use Spirit of the Devil. From here, the way that you move here, you need to do a wall run. So you hold forward, X, X, no, A. I mean, I'm using a PlayStation acronym. So after you jump in here, you don't want to spawn spider ninjas. So you forward jump, hold left, and
is
then
my mic
interact with
broken?
boss.
Like, what the fuck is happening? I see it
It's
popping
fine.
up.
It's fine. I can hear you super clear. So yeah, after you open the box, you get plenty of cash, 5k. And then make sure to not trigger the fight. Go over here. There's also a way we could skip the spider by going through the shortcut. So the way you do the shortcut, make sure that you release your stick on the third jump. Like, just watch my input and how I do it. So I hold forward until the second jump. Repeat it again. Jump, hold, release. Make sure you use a shuriken cancel at the end, and then hold splitter. That way is a lot faster than dealing with the spider ninjas. Make sure you get this great double elixir as well. You interact with this. I don't even have to explain this at all, where I'm going and all. It's not even necessary. Okay, so we're gonna come across the biker fight, and they are really easy to do. So all you gotta do is to hold on in your place, right? Stay still, Ninpo. Hold guard, Ninpo. Hold guard and then get the key. Easy peasy. You don't need to move at all. I think we're gonna come across the Rachel chapter now. Unfortunately, GTA is having trouble with this.
Vale, que no, pues, please. 2000 complete.
Hello? What? What?
Okay, sorry, something happened in real life, so I'll fine. Oh, you're broken right now?
Can you
Yeah, I can hear you.
like sometimes like I can't hear you.
You can't hear me. Okay, I think the one way I could do this is you could just hear me through the stream instead of the call.
Like, I have the stream open, I can hear it, but I can't hear it on Discord.
No, on the stream. On the stream. I can see your mic is breaking up right now. Okay, so with Rachel,
Is it because they have? Oh, is it because they have noise suppression on? Is that why?
yeah, that's why.
Can you hear me now?
No, okay, so with Rachel, you don't really have so many mandatory fights at all. Anyway. Alright, sorry about that.
It's good. You just cut that out.
Yeah. Okay, so back to where I was. You don't really worry about how Rachel works much in this game, because for the majority of the time, you're just gonna spam this move a lot. For this chapter specifically, hold Y, release, hold Y, release, and then do that. So after this, you're gonna come across this key. You don't pick it up yet because we need to do a fight sequence skip. So right here, you need to go downstairs till you see this text, Monster Plaza. After you see this, you go back. You go back and pick up the key right here.
Yeah, you want that. You want that fight skipped. You don't like fighting imps like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you want to explain how that early charge Nimble, what do you call it, UT works with Rachel? Because I keep
Alright, so
forgetting
you
about
have
that.
to position yourself in a way that you're not going to trigger it once you start UTing or charging it. But then when you do it, the enemies will spawn and you'll hit them with it. So you'll have 2 killed off rip, and then you just have 4 more.
그래서 뭐 그때 하시죠.
Pretty straightforward chapter.
Yep. Keep going from that point, by the way.
Alright, so we're going to go into chapter 6. First thing you're going to do is jump back to get that second talisman that we were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're just going to drop down from the building.
Yeah, because I believe at this point, this chapter you can explain it a lot better than me.
Yeah, okay. And you just backtrack to where the Lily Key door is. Now here I like to start off with the wall run to the left when the camera first starts, like that angle.
Mm-hmm.
You can get that elixir in that chest when you wall run up there, but that's up to you. You can even get that in chapter 10. Yeah. Alright, so here we're just gonna go up the stairs and then go through this blue door.
Nice.
The bikers can be a little tricky sometimes.
Okay, from
Yeah.
here, you just need to roll jump 3 times. 1, 2, 3.
Ideally, you shouldn't recenter the camera there because they won't do anything once they're off screen.
Mm-hmm.
But if it helps your movement, then by all means do it. So now you're gonna drop down. You're gonna go in there for a brief second, jump back out, and jump back in immediately. So these guys despawn.
Oh, wow.
그리고 혼자 보내시면
Mm.
Yep. And now you're gonna go back up the stairs and over the bridge. Yeah, so like usually in NGB, certain spots don't have the wall run interaction that you have in this game. Like for example, that chapter 1 skip, NGB does not have that. So now here you're gonna upgrade your weapons. You're gonna get dragon sword and dual swords. Oh, you just get dual swords? I get dragon here. Yeah, I guess you could get dragon in chapter 9. Another way you could do that fight is starting off with Dragon Sword if you have level 2 XYX, and then charge your ET, and then just keep ETing from there. Okay, now, here coming up we have the Bikers. So what you want to do is once that cutscene starts, as soon as it's about to end, you get Nimbo. Yep, and then we got a dig. Kills all 4. Sometimes a bike will drop a red, which you want for the dinos, and then you ideally want one more for the Hydracubus. You got the nice triple on them there. Okay, so as soon as Hydractus start, Firewheel, you gotta have Firewheel do that. Yeah, so right before you break that tentacle, you have Firewheel, so you don't waste the time after. And you don't get 2 cycled, kill him in 1 cycle. Alright, so here, there is an elixir. You can get that, or you can skip it. Up to you. Then you're gonna go up the stairs. And once you go down this area we're coming up on, there's a shop. You're gonna upgrade to level 3 dual swords. And right after this, outside, there's a chest with a small devil. And you're just gonna go into the monastery. If you'd like to ninpo when the fight's coming up, you can, or you could just save it for wasp room and zombie room.
Yeah, so okay, so let me explain why Inferno is usually recommended. Usually just to speed up the imp fight a lot faster. So normally what I like to do here as soon as the monk spawns, jump X, Y, and then Y. Normally he will die from this string. After he dies, you wanna get the aura hit against one of the imps, so they die. And then ET. ET again. Last monk,
These
same
imps
idea.
can be white trickies. Like they'll once you ET, they'll go into the ground, do all sorts of nonsense.
Mm-hmm. But that's how ideally I would recommend you to do it. So you do this move against like X and the Y against the monk, it's guaranteed kill. And then you use your Inferno Aura to kill the imps, both of them at the same time. Because the way they despawn in Inferno is a little bit slow, it gives you just enough about time to charge an ET, where you could kill the other two imps really quickly at the same time. But yeah, sometimes they'd like to sneak out. If they sneak out or something, you could guarantee kill them with this move. X, Y, Y. X, Y, hold, Y. That's pretty much guaranteed kill against the imps.
Oh, and if you're using equipment, 1 counter will kill the imp, so
Yeah.
just bait it out.
Sundry. So the small elixir here is optional, but it's good for healing a lot, and then these two picks up mandatory. After here, you're going to pick up Incendiary Shuriken, so you could break the other wall.
Now normally that would bring up the interact if you're not rebinding like loners.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd probably jump there and then use the incendiary.
This movement is very self-explanatory. Even the puzzle itself. Okay, so this fight is a little bit tricky, because what I'd like to do in this fight, I kill the first monk, then I'll stay on the door, so every other imps will charge nearby me, so I could kill them one by one over there. So you start the fight by throwing one incendiary at the monk, kill him like that, same idea, and then go all the way right here spam Incendiary as soon as they come close. Using Essence technique as well when it's necessary. If Rio could hit the monk, I'd appreciate it. Okay. From here, yeah, this can happen when you charge ET.
Yeah, the range isn't very good.
So that's the guaranteed kill. You counter them, and then X, Y, hold Y. Pretty much. You only throw Incendiary against the monks. That's the main priority. This is a very important pick, by the way. Great Devil Elixir. You don't want to miss it.
If you fall down, you're gonna have to get that in chapter 9.
Yeah. You just have to remember to use Gregorian Flail strats on a zombie, not my dual sword one.
So you're gonna refill, and then yeah. It's a bit harder to watch on Discord because it's just so much smaller for some reason.
It's alright.
And here you're gonna on landing jump over the spike so you don't get hit. I'll sum it up. On landing jump is just jumping and then putting your stick back in neutral and jumping again.
All the movements will basically be included in the description video.
That was great here. And you're just gonna jump off the edge. Make sure not to roll jump because roll jumping is slightly shorter and you can fall off.
Yeah, I forgot to explain one thing about that skip. I need to go back up.
Is my mic like staticking or buzzing or anything? Because I see my name like flashing up.
Nah, you're good.
Cause I don't know, when I turn on noise suppression, I can't hear you for some reason.
It's alright. So, I need to go back because there is a secret of you to identify whether you're in the right spot to jump in or not. Oh, wonderful.
Imagine.
There we
Oh.
go. It's okay. He didn't die though.
You have a save around here?
No, but I can have a load fortunately for this. So there's nothing. It's okay. That's what happened when I go too fast, you know? So, chapter 7. Okay, I believe I have to go through chapter 6 again because I forgot to cover something very, very important. It's alright, in the YouTube, when I'm gonna upload, I'm just gonna cut the parts and just transition the
Yeah.
important bits, you know?
Wait, you wanna... Oh, you're using... Okay. You wanna show, like, the Dragon Sword strat for that one fight at the gate?
Yeah, that's the plan.
So it's basically
I need
X,
to
Y,
make
X,
sure. I
charge.
need to make sure to not use the equipment outfit as well, since I can skip that. Or not, I can't. I'll just unequip the Azure helmet. Okay, so just need to make sure that this is off. Okay. Alright. Okay, we good. So yeah, you want me to show the Dragon Sword strat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because it's like one less menu. in case they don't want to menu you in. So basically, you just XYX the first guy, and then you'll have enough time to charge up a whole ET.
Mm-hmm.
Then you'll kill that grenade launcher guy. And then you'll just chain essence from there.
There you go. He died in 1 ET, but if it wasn't for this output, you'd have to charge another essence over there. Okay, so again from that point, before the cutscene ends, eat Nimble.
You got lucky there with that red on the bike.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So right here, the reason why I got triple kill on the dino, right? You wait for a bit, make sure he rolls, roll back, and then Nimble. The third one was pretty much unlucky.
Yeah.
Okay, so from here, you equip Dragon Claw, and then Fire Wheel. FS 3 times.
Oh, you have smoke. Oh shit. You don't use the shuriken, and why do you?
No. So after you FS 3 times, on the second tentacle you okay, this is gonna be tricky because I did this move. If you need to FS 2 times, after that you need to make sure to use Nimble. After you use Nimble, you jump X. Oh, it got spawned. That's what I get for explaining that. But yeah, the idea is that you FS the other tentacle 2 times, Nimble, and then cut it off with a simple jumping XX. And then from that point you can spam FS. I'll explain it again on the second Hydrocucus. So hopefully this time I won't fall down. So yeah, from here you pick up Elixir. And then like GT said before, you're gonna get level 3 dual sword.
By the way, you think you should use something that like lowers your damage a little bit, because it's a little unrealistic with his costume.
Yeah, it's fine. Once I reach to the zombie room, I'm pretty much gonna load with my non-equipment save. Because we already explained how the other fight works. The most important bit is explaining the what do you call the skip. After I explain that skip, I'm just gonna explain how the zombie fight works. Okay, so from here, jump X like that, and then wait for them, get them connected with us. Now, EP again. Just like that, nice and clean. So remember, let's do the elixir right here, tablet, and then Sindri. Make sure to equip incendiary. Forward. You alright, GT, by the way?
Yeah,
Okay.
I just don't want to make too much noise because I don't have noise suppression on.
That's alright. Now you open up the puzzle.
I noticed that, yeah, when you do it too fast, it doesn't register to 7 for some reason.
Okay, so right here, you start throwing incendiary on the monk as you make your way close to the door. And then start charging DQ whichever enemies come close to you. So basically the idea is to kill Monk and then start chaining ET. Okay, now I can explain this bit. Because I think I'll only cut out this whole part, right? And just gonna put my non-encoded version because that one explains a lot more sense. This is gonna have like a lot of cuts and editing, you know?
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna include every single when we're moving around. We're just gonna include like the key clips where how the fight works and such. And I have to put a caption over it. Probably depending on the fight we're doing. Okay, because I jumped here too soon, I forgot to explain how it works. So essentially what you need to pay attention here is this pointy thing. Like this pointy edge is where it is safe to jump. Now, if I'm gonna get rid of the skeletons, that would be nice. Alright, so when Rio is at this edge, the pointy one, this is where it is safe to jump in. So you hold forward like that, and then jump. See? You just need that one visual cue to make sure that Rio is safe to jump from here. This one, from here you need to hold guard, like from this camera, if you want to be center free too. So you roll over here, hold guard, and then watch on my stick where I roll the character into. It's like the right corner edge, like this, from here. From here, after you do that, you jump. Delay as much as you can so Rio jumps into this platform. After Rio jumps into this platform, you jump over here and then do the on-landing hit. That's how you do the movement optimally, so let's repeat. Because I think this bit is really important and it costs a fair amount of time if people don't do it right.
Yeah, movement is very important
Yeah.
other than the fights. Like you could have the perfect fights, but if your movement sucks, you're not gonna get a great time.
Yeah, so you see, just like that. You want to land in right in front of here. I feel like this bit of the movement is very important to explain. I lost countless time how much I lost time, like around 5 to 10 seconds, just because of not doing this movement right. So from here, you just jump down and do a home splitter like that, and cancel it. If you don't cancel it, you will take a lot more time to recover the stone sword. So from here, after you fall down, immediately wind path. So Ryu will keep moving forward. There is a small spirit of elixir here. Pick it up if you absolutely need it.
Yeah, I like to stack the smalls for chapter 15.
So yeah, right here, this fight is entirely option, so you can do whatever you want here. You want to kill him, whatever method you feel like, you know, like that. Here, this fight really doesn't matter, it's just an auto scroller. But it's useful if you could chime in some EUT for, you know, some emergency cash. Normally, I just love to play around here. Yeah, and you can see how much powerful it is. Now, right here, the Gorian Flail is the only time that is very, very important for this weapon is really the zombie room. Okay, now I can finally load the non-equipment save. The stream is probably gonna be like 3 hours. Like, that's how deep this game is, you know?
Yeah.
Alright. I'm still on my equipment. Shoot. If that's the
You have
case.
multiple saves?
Yeah, I think this is like after I'm past the zombie room. If that's the case, then I'll just keep on the equipment. Yeah. Either way, it's fine. It's fine. Because we're still gonna go with any percent strats, so it shouldn't matter.
Yeah, nothing really different is except the little damage boost.
Exactly. Because the way I'm going to present the strat, I mean, next time I should really save regularly on normal one. Okay, so right here you pick up Vigorian Flails, right? So up next we're going to come across the Wasp Room, right? From here, if you don't have any Ninpo, only use one and hope that they're gonna drop once. So you proceed to this room. You block one and then roll. Wait for them to attack in. Ninpo. Now we got lucky for another Ninpo. Wait for them another one to attack. Block. Just like that. Sometimes they love to take their time. If they take their time too much, feel free to spam incendiary attack like this. So in the zombie room, this start, by the way, is very, very important for you to initiate, just to make the room extremely efficient. So you get into this position, do an info for a double kill, like that, and then immediately switch to Vigorian Flails. You throw one incendiary against this guy, and then do XYY. Start charging for ETs. Because we're in the equipment, we have a huge advantage over the damage. Now let me unequip the helmet just to make it more realistic.
Look at this guy.
Yeah. So yeah, the main idea here is that you try to chain ultimate technique as much as you could. Only kill the archers if you got interrupted.
Yeah, you ideally want to line them up. Okay, so now you're gonna keep this guy essence, and then once you go outside this room, you're gonna kill a ghost.
Yeah.
And chain that elevator.
Yeah. You don't have to worry about stacking this essence. So from here, there's a ghost here. Kill it for the essence. So right here, after you stomp on this, roll back, start charging ET to kill this guy who's close to the door. And after this, just turn Rio right here, start charging for ET, wait for the timer to hit 12, and then release. Just to kill this guy during the cutscene. You don't have to ninpo. It's always guaranteed. It's much better to do it this way so you can secure your essence route and potentially get Armlet of the Sun later down the line. Okay, so this line is there. This is where a lot of dream ends for each one of us, you know? The Eagle Eye Archers. So the way you want to do this...
I was gonna say what I like to do is bait the front guy shot out and then just start going as soon as he shoots.
Yeah, or what you could do here is to start guarding like this. Jump in, attack. Jump in, attack. Jump in, guard. Attack. Stuff like that. So let me repeat. So you hold guard, wait for the first hit, jump, attack, hold guard, jump, attack. Again, same idea. That's how you do it. That's the safest way possible. Because the other way we do it is very dangerous. For example, what I'd like to do normally when I get in there, right? So... I throw Incendiary the first guy and then start roll jumping. This last guy is extremely trolly. He can either knock you down or hit you immediately. You know, like, anything can happen in this line. But when you first start off in this one, it's better just to like attack this archer's one, and then wait for this guy to attack, jump in, stuff like that. That's the safest way. It costs you around like 10 seconds or something at max. So it's not that of a big deal. The reason why this archer is more dangerous is because they shoot a lot more aggressively than any other versions. So right here, if you want to do the movement, from here, roll Rio towards this and then center the camera. But I delayed so much, so let me clear it out.
Yeah, if you do this movement fast enough, you can get there without them harassing you.
Yeah, so after Rio jumps in here, you roll like this and then center the camera. From here, you could just make Rio jump like that, and same thing here. Just like that. So let me do it fast enough so you can see how it works.
I think while running on the right, as long as you can, then jumping might be faster.
No, it's the same thing. This is just a lot more reliable to do it this way. You have to make sure that this point, like right here, it's a weird camera. Like this point right here, Rio has to be in straight line instead of going left or right. He has to be straight like that. That's how he needs to get in fast. One last time. That's how important to recenter the camera in this game. Okay, because I'm in equipment, this fight will be normally fast, but it is the same idea on how you do it in normal. You have to make sure that you're at this angle before you start spamming 360. Because it takes most of its damage here. If this falls normal any percent, it will take about 3 hits for 360. Same thing goes for this leg. It's better to be right in this corner, and then start spamming.
Now, if you had an info here, you would ideally use it on the back legs,
Yeah.
but we don't have any right now, so we're not gonna bother to use any elixir for it.
But yeah, you can see how I'm moving carefully, make sure that it gets hit on this right angle. However, for this last arm, you need to make sure that you're around here to keep hitting on it. And that's chapter 7. But yeah, unfortunately I have to go through the rest of the video tutorial with an equipment because I fell down and I forgot to save. It's alright.
You have biker on this too, right?
Yeah.
If not biker, is it biker costume? Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. So it doesn't matter with Rachel because her strat is mostly doesn't change. It's only Rio's that changes for such an instant. So you notice some of these small stairs I do on landing jump. So whenever you see these small stairs going upward, you just do on landing jump. I think so far there's nothing too crazy going on. Everything is like crystal clear, I guess.
Yeah. It's pretty basic up to. I don't know.
It's like there's nothing too hard going on. Like you can see how it actually is. I wouldn't say really easy. It's like actually easy. It should make it easier for you to understand what's going on through this game a lot more. Learning it shouldn't be too bad. It's just the length of the run that makes it long. Okay, so from here, before GT tells me to not jump, here you need to kill this one soldier to leave some essence right here. So you could save it here for another attack soldier.
You jumped.
No, I just rolled, I think. Yeah, you don't roll, don't do anything. Okay, just skip. Let me...
Just spam enough. Just spam enough that you skip the door.
Yeah.
Don't do.
Don't do anything, just like that. So when you see these soldiers, you just go all the way far up there, charge. Oh, he disappeared. But anyway, kill one soldier, and you know what? Let me reload the save. Thankfully, I have a save here. It's better that way, you know.
Yeah.
I keep making this mistake. What am I doing? I'm gonna have a field day editing this video. Okay, so right here, reach to this door, kill the soldier, interact with the door, just skip, don't move any. Okay, don't move, and then now you can move, start moving. You reach the end of the door, start charging ET, kill the soldier, and then interact with the door. This so you can set up the ninja ET thing. Like that.
By the way, when you kill that guy before going through this door, make sure you don't go through too fast, because if the essence doesn't spawn, you get a chain.
Yeah, if you keep missing, use that combo. X, Y, and Y. It's guaranteed kill. Okay, Gamov. Gamov, when you start off, the first thing you need to prioritize is to knock him down. The moment you knock him down, then you got the loop down. Because after you knock Gamov down, you start doing the whole loop. So right here, you wait for him to do the combo attack. For the first attack at least. Like that. And then do this when he wakes up. I should... Hold on, let's repeat. Right here. If he comes in. Do this. Wakes up. Go. Do this move. When during the roll you press the Y button to initiate this attack. I believe this move, it's right here. It's called where is it? Yeah, you roll over while jumping, while in wall. You need to find this move. If it's not in the move list, I'd be surprised. Oh, apparently it's not. Interesting.
All of them scroll fixes, they couldn't fix it.
Yeah, it's not here. But basically the idea is that you do this move, roll over. After you do roll over, and during that roll animation, you press Y. So you do this move, roll over, and after you finish roll over, you do the loop. I believe I need to load the save file again, just to make this fight showcase how the loop works. And Gamov is dying too fast. If only there was a save state in this game so I could just make it a lot easier.
Does PS3 emulator have save states?
It doesn't, I don't think so. But even then it's laggy. So yeah, like I said here, do not move anything, just skip.
If you're using equipment, I believe if you just do a jumping Y on one of them, he'll die.
Okay. Just watch how it's done. Just make sure the first knockdown has to be counter hit. Like that. And then roll over. Do this. ET charge, release, and then keep repeating. That's how it's done. So yeah, we started out rough, but we're picking it back together.
So you're gonna pick up this Life of the Gods here. You're not gonna use it just yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna unequip this just in case.
Yeah, so you're not gonna use this. You're just gonna move along.
So remember the movement here? Do this. Okay, so here you don't roll, jump, anything. Same, like, you need to make sure you're on this pointy line, run forward. Make sure that he's on that pointy thing. Jump. So you could come across close to this door instead of being far away behind that skeleton.
And coming up here, you're gonna upgrade Dragon Sword. And if you feel like upgrading Lunar and you have the funds for it, then you might as well.
Yeah. So here we just upgrade Dragon Sword. Actually, wait, I'm rich. But
Yeah, you're balling.
yeah, I'll upgrade that later. I'll upgrade that
Yeah, you
later.
probably upgrade that in like what, chapter 12?
Yeah, it's better that way because you don't really use lunar stuff right here. Okay, so this is where NGB players, we call them losers because you don't have to deal the nonsense that you have with the blue room and the red room because you don't have to kill anything. All you gotta do here is that make sure Rio is lined up right here. Jump. Hold on. Jump right here. The way bird foot enough. Hurricane and then do this. I did it way
I hold
too
my
late.
left stick to the right.
Hmm?
I hold my left stick to the right. Like, even if they come, I think if you hold the left stick to the right, it'll go for the zombie.
Yeah, that's very true. That's how you need to do it. You don't need to kill them at all. You just need to press the button. Okay, so after you're done here, if you feel like you're running low on the arrows, feel free to pick up and restart your arrows right here. Thank you. It's
That
right
chest
here.
below the stairs is a great elixir, by the way, so if you feel like you need that, get it.
Yes. So the movement right here, the way you need to exit is that you do a landing jump and then roll jump, running X. That's how you.
Now we have the best part of the run over here.
Yeah. So there is like, I'll show you what's the actual fastest way to get in here. So when you like run over this water, right? You run over this water, you do this. That's the faster version. If you get this animation, it's fast. I need to kill them again, so I can showcase the move properly. Okay, so you have this version. That's a lot faster than normal, but sometimes you get... That's how you normally get it. But if you want a faster version, it's like... You need to
How
hold...
are you even doing?
Hmm?
How are you even doing it that fast? I never get it that fast.
Because you need to hold... The way you do this, you need to hold at certain angles to get it. Like, it's like up forward and left stick. Because if you don't do it right, you go extremely slow. Like this.
I mean, it's still faster than just running on the water, but still.
Yeah. Sometimes it actually depends on the area where Rio does. Like this area is it's almost guaranteed to do this. That's why I normally like to do this. Like where, like on the way back it doesn't do that, but on the way inward, we get it every single time. Same. That's why when I exit, I go through here. But anyway, yeah. So you do this movement right here. Make sure that you hold stick left and right as you press the button. Okay, so right here we're gonna come across Hydrocubus. This time you only need to FS once on the other tentacle side, because you have level 3 dual sword. That's one, that's two. That's one. Normal jump XX. 360 spam. This time you don't need firewall because you get one cycle without firewall like that if you're fast enough 360 spam. So in Hydrocubus 1 you need to FS 3 times. For the first tentacle, and the second tentacle has to be 2 times before you do jumping XX. This one you only have to do 1 time before jumping XX. So yeah, after you get the Life of Thousand God here, what I recommend you to do is to immediately equip Dragon Sword, Shuriken. Ninpo is also Inferno, make sure that is Inferno. And then you use Life of Thousand God twice. The reason why you need Shuriken is just to make your Spider Ninja fight easier. There is also additional combo I do on Alma, but the way I'm gonna showcase it for you is just a lot easier version. I'm not gonna complicate it. So we're gonna come across Alma fight soon. And Spider Ninja. A lot of key pickups in this game, you hardly ever miss it in this version. Like, you don't have to go out of your way. Hey, I forgot this key item inside. It's straightforward. It's pretty much linear, if that makes sense.
Yeah, unlike NGB, you forget certain things.
Don't forget one statue. Okay, so yeah, I forgot. So from here in underwater, if you have an advantage over up here, you could just do this water run immediately instead of swimming all the way through.
Yeah, I usually do like 3 steps running on the water, and then I jump, and then Helm Splitter into the water and interact.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so right here with Spider Ninjas, you want to start off Wind Run into Gleaming Blade. Roll, Wind Run, Gleaming Blade. And then roll, Wind Run again, Gleaming Blade. If he's knocked down, Fiend Steel. Easy peasy. So yeah, dodge, Wind Run, dodge, Wind Run, on landing, Gleaming Blade. That's the reason why you would want to Wind Run, so Ryu could prioritize on Spider Ninjas. If you want to take Essence for the health and everything else, feel free to. Otherwise, as soon as you exit the door, make sure you do on landing ET charge, so you don't have any Essence to interrupt while doing the boss fight. So like this. After you exit the door here, you jump down, do this. After you finish that, you will jump towards here. Now with Alma, it's very important the way you start the fight is that you jump in and then do ET haste straight slash, because that has a almost guaranteed, that has 90% chance to make her knocked down. Like this. Jump, like that. After she gets knocked down, there's a loop that you're gonna do. X, Y, X, X, Y, Inferno loop. You repeat that over and over and over.
Only use one Great Devil though. Don't if you have 2, don't use it. Only use 1.
Yeah. So yeah, the way I'd recommend you, well, this is where it's very important. Her attack patterns and everything, like all the boss information when it comes to attack pattern, on how you would dodge them, how you would want to deal with them, what's the recommended move to use and such, I definitely recommend checking out the JTB guide for the bosses on NGB. There are some versions are different, but the idea is mostly the same. So we're not gonna go through how do you deal with this attack pattern, how do you deal with this attack pattern, and etc. We just want to show you how to kill the boss extremely fast. If that makes sense.
if you Inferno, as soon as she starts that pillar attack, it
Mhm.
mostly knocks.
Yeah, that's useful, but you don't really want to waste Ninpo that much because Ninpo in this version is extremely important, too valuable to waste it. So yeah, I'll keep reminding over and over regarding the bosses on its attack pattern. I'll simply link JDB's video on the boss guide, but I'll also make sure that I mention the Sigma difference as well. Because there's only about like 3 bosses that are majorly different. Okay, so this chapter is probably one of the worst chapters in the one, along with chapter 11. Only 10 and 11 are the worst part of this one. Okay, so here, what I would recommend you to do before you exit the door. I personally use Dragon Sword and Inferno. The way that GT does is different. So let me save here just in case. So what I normally like to do here is I jump into this corner, do Inferno to kill that soldier far away, and then kill this rocket launcher guy with this combo, and then start ET charging everyone. Yeah, that's the only downside of this strat, because if you whiff it, then a lot of things in this fight goes really wrong. If you miss an ET, just use the combo that I'm using. This can happen. If everything goes right, you would kill everyone really fast with AT. So let's repeat it again. That's why I have to make the save. It's very, very important.
Mm-hmm.
So the way you do it is that you just spam incendiaries and stuff like that, right?
For which one?
This fight.
Um, I do this one, or I used to do it with bow and dual sword flying swallow.
Mm,
But I've been trying to play around with the ET stuff.
yeah, I think AT stuff is more efficient, and plus you get more currency.
Yeah, it definitely is faster.
So yeah, so you go this corner, Inferno, kill this rocket launcher guy, get close to the first soldier, and then do ET spam. It's a lot better if you do wind path, it's a lot easier. If you get hit, try to get a counter attack. You could also do this, XY, and then ET, stuff like that. That's the workaround. If you don't want to do on landing the ET, you just do XY. XY is a lot safer and more reliable to go against them. I'll repeat it one more time so you can see me this time. Instead of me focusing on doing ET, I'll do XY.
I personally do not use Inferno here. I save it for that second fight,
Mm-hmm. I
and
restarted
then
the
I use that other Ninja one alternator.
yeah. I restarted the game so much where the game can't keep up with me. It's crashing.
Yeah, it's a black screen for me
Yep. Because the
with
game
the controller.
yeah, the game got freezing. The game hates me sometimes when I go that deep into tutorial. When I have to repeat so many times. This is what I get, right, Sigma? Thank you, Hayashi. Okay. We unfortunately I have to reopen the game.
This bad, bro.
Hmm? Okay, there we go. So yeah, let's repeat this fight one more time. Remember, Dragon Sword, Inferno, Shuriken. Right here, go to the corner, do Inferno, kill him, XY, XY, jump, ET, and then go to the other soldier, XY, they can do this, XY, and then do ET. Repeat, XY, ET. That's the safest way possible you could get, without, you know, anything goes wrong, worrying about your ET, or what we call SS technique, missing. Okay, so watch out for this. You should do a wall 1 here, instead of getting hit by this rocket, because it hurts a lot.
If you just keep roll jumping, you won't get hit by it.
Yeah, but it's just better to wall 1. Alright, after you interact with this, you go to the menu, like you jump, go to the menu, and then switch to Dragon Claw, bow,
You don't need fire wheels, but a little extra if you want it.
Firewall would be helpful on the boss, but I think people should just go for Inferno. Just to stop just to stop in case of Dome happening.
Now there's a carpet bomb over here. You're gonna want to roll in.
Yep.
And you can get that small over here if you want.
You need to pick this up.
You can pick it up in chapter 16 if you want.
Yeah, but it's just better in this chapter. Okay, this fight is a little bit rough to explain, but as soon as you start, you let this guy shoot a rocket launcher, 360 in. Now you reach to the other soldier, do the same, 360. After you finish killing both of them, start aiming arrow. You can jump shoot, but this way is faster, I believe. It's either gonna be
The way I do it.
Hmm?
Continue.
So yeah, so you shoot about 2 to 3 times, they'll die. The way GT do it, I think you jump and shoot, right?
The way I do it, so I don't use the ninpo leg in the first fight like you do. So I just jump, I ninpo the rocky guy, then I just start aiming and shooting everybody.
Yep. So yeah. If you want to conserve your ninpo, feel free to use the strat. Now, after you finish killing these guys, there's one more guy that's gonna appear over here. Shoot him arrows. Best case scenario, you would kill him in 2 shots. Worst case scenario, it's probably gonna be like 4. So yeah, after you finish this, you're about to approach, well, the best well-made boss fight of the game, Alternative. So this guy is basically Dynamo's brother. He's pure RNG. The idea is the same as Dynamo. However, this time with Alternative, when he does the dash attack, you should interrupt him with Ninpo. Whatever, like if he does the dash, or if he does the horizontal attack, anything else, you interrupt him with Ninpo. That's why I recommend Inferno here. So as soon as you start the fight, spam 360 as much as you can. See, this happens. There's a carpet bomb here that you need to watch out. If you lose your talisman here, it is fine, don't worry about it. You still have got one more tank left. Ouch.
Yeah, we got the rear grab.
Yep. Yeah, see? This fight is completely RNG solely because he lets you spam this 360 all the time. Normally I don't really use Nimpo against him that much, mostly because if I get a good RNG, I don't see the need. So that's chapter 10.
Chapter 11 is so annoying.
Mm. The reason why these chapters like 10 and 11 specifically are so annoying, I believe it's because of the gun headstone in Sigma is hurts a lot more than NGB, because in NGB if you get headstone with a gun, you won't get out of this animation real quick. Like if you try to aim and if they shoot you, specifically the turret guys, they'll just push you out of this aiming zone. I haven't... Okay, we're just gonna go with the simple warehouse skip. We don't need to explain the hard one.
I've tried the hard one. It's weird. I can't get it.
Mm. Okay, so right here, you need to kill this first turret guy because you don't want the key to drop here. You want the key to drop here instead. They'll die in 2 shots since you have strongbow. Or they can rob you with a third shot. Get the warehouse key, and very, very important, you need to get the explosive arrows.
If you
So-
feel short on smalls, there's one right here.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's off screen, but you'll know where that chest is if you play it enough.
Dragon Sword, Shuriken. Very important pick. And from here, to do the skip, you have to make sure you're around this line. This rectangle. From this rectangle, you go up and Helm Splitter. Like that. And from here, the easiest way to do it is to make force Ryu to walk into this animation. This animation so you could align yourself properly. So once you feel like you're aligned, you have to delay your jump air destruction slash as much as you can. So jump air destruction slash. You see like how close we are? Once you feel like you're close enough, you cancel it with Shuriken into Home Splitter. So let's try it again. I delayed way too much.
Yeah, this skip takes quite a bit of practice. Don't get too discouraged.
Yeah, just make sure, like, just to make things easier, just force you to walk like this. Like that. Your Shuriken cancel into Helm Splitter has to be quick as soon as possible. There's a giant elixir here, you could pick it up for emergency sake.
I think also for that skip, if your inner X is slightly too early, you could delay Shuriken and then Helm Splitter.
There's also a healing here if you want to pick up. But yeah, the reason why I'm still using equipment still because his strat and equipment still, like, they're both almost are the same run. There you go, you get this. I don't want it this, but okay, sure, fair enough. You do this. Get down. From here, before you interact with the door, you make sure you equip explosive arrows. Here, you're gonna have to make sure that you aim properly. Do not waste this explosive arrow too much. So start with the left guy. And then right guy. And then there is 2 soldiers that are gonna appear here. Shoot both of them at the same time. Interesting. And then you go left, right from that point. Okay, very important right here. After you kill the last guy, you move forward as much as you could. As soon as they finish the spawn, try to absorb all the essence because they are decent cash. And it makes Rio move closer to the door. Okay. Ah, the tanks. Tanks. How am I gonna explain it? How am I?
As soon as it starts, you're gonna roll to the left box with the AP whatever cores.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're gonna keep dodging into it till he shoots that bomb, and then pick it up, and start aiming and shoot.
Yeah. After they finish explosive, they shoot the explosive, you take the course. You don't go to the menu immediately. You have to wait for a bit to menu disappear. Then you can start equipping the cores. If you feel like... There you go. You do this. Yeah. Just... The stun can get annoying. Once you have a chance to shoot, start shooting somewhere like around this area. So you could shoot the turret, the soldier, and the tank at the same time. And you won't lose so much HP like that.
Okay, so now here, what I do is I jump shot 2 times and then I inferno.
Mm.
Because the B to interact is just, I can't shoot neutral, so.
Yeah, that's one of the advantage. But you can rewind the controller because of the interact. Being on the melee instead of the shooting projectile.
I think even on a PS4 you can rebind. You have to go to settings somewhere.
Yeah, you definitely can. So yeah, if you feel like healing short, you can heal right here. And you pick up with Devil Elixir. No, not Devil. Spirit. Okay, so... Right here you need to make sure you're around like this. Just move a little bit
You need to
forward.
be upstairs just enough that you could see them
Yes.
and hit the arrows.
So they won't shoot the rocket in front of your face. Normally they take 2 shots in non-equivalent manner. Okay, so this chopper, you just really need to have to be good at shooting against him. So normally you shoot him about until you have like 8 arrows left. So the way I cancel to turn quickly, you press A once, turn Rio, and then recenter your camera. That's how I do it. And then go back to aim mode again, start shooting on him. Nice shot. Because if you shoot him well enough, you could kill it before it throws a rocket.
No, we got the ideal
You-
pattern here, but the other way, you're gonna have to improvise. There's no like, proper strat if he does the other way.
Yeah. From here, the chopper, you just need to practice shooting a lot. But the main thing is that, especially the first phase, when he turns over there, you need to shoot as much as you could until your arrow is like 9 or 8. If you shot him about, like, almost all hits guaranteed, then you did pretty well for the first sequence. So yeah, here, you don't have to refill the cores. You just need to refill the explosive. If you feel like you're running short on the cores, then you can pick it up if you want.
You
From
don't
here-
really need cores after this, though.
Yeah, you don't really need cores. But, no, we're not gonna teach him for a one shot.
Yeah, even then you only need 1. I mean, you could link that in the description, though.
Yeah, we could do that, but in Sigma version the timer has to be different. So yeah, this movement right here, you do this. On landing jump, running attack. Here, when you see the cutscene, do not move at your character at all. Do not move. Just hold guard, recenter the camera, go to aim mode and start shooting. don't worry about the soldiers. They won't be able to harm you. Because even if they throw the grenade, you'll just keep whiffing.
It's a Sigma plus there,
Yeah.
unlike NGB.
So yeah, after you finish this, pick up this. Here, side wall one over here, do on landing jump as much as you can. And go here. So from here, you roll jump, keep wall running, and then roll. Mash interact if you could. After you interact with this, we have to do a little bit skip here. Okay, so this bit is very important. After you enter the door, recenter the camera, spam arrow. If you get it right, you'll be able to hit them 3 at once. The other way, if you have Inferno, you get in from this door and then you... Hold on. So, you get in from this door, and then you jump like that, spam Inferno. This is very optional, I wouldn't really recommend to pick it up. Because you'd be using Great Devil Elixir more than Small Spirit of Devil.
Yeah, at that point, if you didn't use a Nimpo on any of those fights before, then you'd be full at that point.
Okay, we're halfway through. Yeah, this is much better than how we got started out. This is way better than how we got started out. So at this point you notice that we are breezing a little bit. It's just the early game is extremely slow and boring. After that, once you pass through chapter 5, it gets more fun. So here you need to pay attention. There's 1 pillar, 2, and 3. Before the end of the 3rd pillar, you jump Ryu like that. Align him through here. And then start charging for ET while you recenter. You don't have to release anything, it will make Ryu move forward by default. From here, roll jump or landing jump and then get into the sewers.
Good movement in this chapter is very crucial.
Yes. Here, at the first sequence, you have to get to the door immediately, otherwise you have to kill the bat. So in order to do that, you just roll jump and then interact mash. This chapter is extremely crucial and important. Like one of the most important ones, so you have to like pay attention to how I move around. We should also take a note of Top Runner's reference because a lot of people do this movement in various different ways. Like not every single player movements are the same. So right here, if you want to get through the chest quickly, you need to align Ryu properly. Right here. You want to force him to jump through here, which is very hard trick to do. So you jump forward like that. Oh,
Little extra. I wouldn't suggest like focusing on doing this.
yes, I wouldn't suggest, but there is a neat little trick. But what you could do is just to jump here and just do a regular one over here. You don't have to worry about this trick, which you see, I only got like 1 step away. So let's just repeat. So when you get through this, jump, get it through the ledge, and then jump forward. get the key. Okay, so it's very, very important to explain the warm fight because the difference between NGB and Sigma is extremely high on this fight. Wait, I can make a save.
Alright, yeah.
I think I have the save for this, but it's not. Hold on. I need to check. Alright? I need to check if the save I had is not equipment. Which I hope not. Alright. It's chapter what?
12?
Yeah. Oh well. Common loner hero L. But yeah.
Don't blame me though, equipment's more fun.
Hmm?
I don't blame you for having all these equipment saves because it's the more fun run.
It's really is fun. But yeah, any percent is like. Hmm? Keep going.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say any percent is the one to do, and then once you get good at that, you do equipment.
Yes. Okay. So from here, after you exit, you do roll jump and then double landing jump. My bad. Yeah. Okay, let's repeat. Okay, so right here, we center the camera, roll jump. You see the stair, 1, 2, 3. Don't do this wall one. Don't be me. 1, 2, 3. 1. Okay. Oh my god.
This fight, bruh.
Okay. Okay. So normally, the electric worm here will shoot you once and then he does his body slam attack. He can go twice or 3 times for however he wants. But the main thing to pay attention here, compared to what we do in NGB they can charge as much as they want because the Haste Straight Slash in that version, it can armor through anything. But in this version you have to be careful. You don't charge another ET as soon as you can. You have to wait for it to come out. Then you can charge ET there. The benefit from that though, if you charge ET that way, you will get double hit almost all the time. The way you do this fight, you just land ET as much as you could. The best case scenario, you finish this boss with an ET. If I'm missing anything, GT, you could add up.
T and Gleaming Blade. That's all you really missed.
Yeah, but the way I do it, there's like a lot of chance that I do double ET hit. So
Oh yeah,
let's.
if you have double hit, then the Gleaming Blade's not gonna work.
Yeah. Sometimes it's gonna work because this game can be really weird. So okay. So let's see if it's gonna do once or twice. 1 charge. 2,
Unlucky.
3. Okay, now wait for it to come out. Now charge. Unlucky. 2, charge. So yeah, that's... This can happen with double ET hit. Hopefully... I'll load again. I'll load again because this was unlucky. We really have to showcase here how this fight needs to be done. Because this way you barely learned anything. So in the video, I have to cut off the part where I explain the boss, and then I put up another clip where it's like, okay, this is how it needs to be done. I think in the video tutorial, I'm probably gonna make it segmented for each chapter, which probably gonna be a lot easier for people to look up. Okay, I'm gonna look on chapter 1, what's going on with chapter 1 or 2, something like that.
Well, you're cutting this part out, right? Because
Mhm.
you got raided.
Oh. Yeah. I wish I could focus on the chat or something or talk, but we gotta get this thing down.
I can't hear again. What the fuck?
It's okay. It happens. Just common Discord help.
Never had this happen before. It's only when we were doing this tutorial.
Yeah. Okay. So this time, 1, charge. 2, 3, gleaming blade. Wait for it. Charge. I was late. I have to repeat. Wait for it. Charge. See? And then again. Wait for it. So you have to really get good at the timing on it.
I mean, if he's that low though, and you have the money, I would just FS.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, while you're reloading that, I'm gonna use the washroom real quick.
So yeah, this fight is really annoying to I'd imagine this fight, recording it over and over can be really annoying, especially when you're doing the equipment.
Alright, I'm back.
Alright, welcome back. I just hope this time the worm will cooperate. Okay, please. So, dodge and charge. I just
So look at
unlucky
this
today. I am simply unlucky today. Okay. Let's just restart until we get a good RNG.
Yeah, this is.
This creature saying, I'm sure you're doing a tutorial, but I'd like to show off my memes. Just to make you had enough or probably rage quit during the midstream. So we double jump here. I keep forgetting after I interact with the box I have to wait for a bit before I move immediately. Okay. So here we go again. dodge and charge.
Finally.
Okay, wait for it. Appears, charge. Release. Wait for it. Appears and charge. Simple as that.
Yeah, if you got the money, then if he's that low, then just flying swallow. No need to get the extra money if you don't need it.
I would personally recommend it because in case if you afford Armor to the Sun. Okay, so right here there is a giant elixir. Only pick it up if it's needed, but instead we need this. Okay, right here, roll, jump, that champion guy. From here you do a landing jump as you turn around the camera. It's a lot faster that way. Here, roll, jump. Do the bird flips. Make sure that Rio doesn't start being so clingy. Get the Spirit of the Devil, recenter, jump, do this, attack. And then you keep roll jumping in the middle of this area right here, you start using the item. You need Spirit of the Devil, Jewels of the Demon Seal, you use Dominus Uma.
I personally do the menu when we're going to Pazu, when we switch to the dual swords.
Mm. So yeah, you can clearly see how much movement matters here and how I'm interacting the door way faster, and why camera control in this game is so crucial. The more you control your camera better, the more accurate your movement is. Okay, so there is a double worm fight here. Unfortunately, there is no save I could go through over and over again. But the idea behind it is literally the same as the first worm fight. Roll and charge. This can happen too. 3. Unfortunate. If you don't get the charge, you could do just a dodge and gleaming blade like that. That's the safest way possible you could do. That's one of the main reasons why you don't charge ET so early. But yeah.
Yeah, that's a rare Sigma L. You can't
Mm-hmm.
hyper armor through that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna showcase how you do it safely now. If you don't want any currency and just want to play safe. If there is a blue, take the opportunity of using the UT Gleaming Blade. So yeah, if you don't want to do ET at all, and if you just want to go save, just keep dodging and do Gleaming Blade. That's the safest way of doing the worm. The fastest way is the way that I showed you in the earlier fight. So right here, there is neat little trick, yeah. So you wall run here. That's the ideal position you want. You could also wall run earlier, if you could. Yeah, like, you could just take your time on it. You just need to pay attention to Rio's animation. Yeah, some of the ledge that you move around, you don't have to jump through. You just let Rio move itself. Oh, we're so full. But yeah, this you should pick it up if you don't have enough. You could double check how much your item here you have on this quick menu. So let's go back with the movement here. Like after you come across here, wall jump.
That chest is a small you could also get in chapter 16.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about a lot of healing items, but it's very important for you, like, very useful information so you can keep in mind. Okay, this room is actually useful. If you run out of low essence, if you want to have a quick money right here, you could jump explosive arrows, start doing UT. If you don't feel like you have enough for money. I highly encourage doing that. It doesn't take that much. Pick up incendiary, it's very, very handy. There's also a small elixir chest here if you want. So right here, you get the lunar staff. If possible, you could get Armament of the Sun if you want. Armament of the Sun boosts your projectile damage, Ninpo, overall everything. But I would personally recommend you to stack some healing and refill some arrows instead, just to make your run a little bit safer. Like, having the damage is good, right? But there are certain scenarios in this run where the game can mess you up over and over. Especially in the next two chapters with the Doku and Smogon. Is there anything you want to add up, GT?
No, you explained everything there.
Alrighty. Remember the camera control here.
There is a big somewhere around here.
Yep. It's right over here. It's right here. The big giant elixir. However, there are like another one before you fight Pazu.
Yeah, this game loads you with great elixirs, so
Yeah, especially last few chapters. Oh, whoops. What you want here to happen is to jump straight to the door here. Champion.
yep. So there, once you unlock the door, you're just gonna roll toward it and recenter. So you have a better angle of what you're seeing.
Okay, so right here. Oh shit. So right here, when you wall one. Okay, so let's assume you're here. You do wall one here. Don't do anything. Don't do anything here. After you land in, just aim, shoot the arrow. As soon as Rio lands, you just go to the arrow mode immediately. Sometimes you can get it manually, but it's more consistent that you just aim. Here there is a giant elixir if you want to take it. There is a neat little trick here with the skip, but I wouldn't personally recommend it. It's only like 3 to 4 times I can save something like that. It's not really worth it.
Yes, Sigma environment is weirder too, so it's not as reliable as NGB.
Exactly. Okay, so after you pick this up, you go to menu, you equip dual sword, incendiary, and fire wheel. Interact with this. So with Pazu, right now the boss we are about to fight, at starter you want to throw a couple of grenades before you get close to him. So jump, incendiary, and like at least 3 times. You spam 360 because it's one of the fastest way to get him stunned. When he gets into that animation, immediately ninfo and then spam 360 again. Like that. After you finish, hold stick down and then keep throwing incendiary because Ryu will prioritize on Pazu. That's how you could kill him. Both an equipment version and non-equipment will go the same way every time. The reason why you want to throw a couple of incendiary at first, so you could stun Pazu a lot faster. There are some sort of adaptation you also need to do against it. But yeah, I could not spam 360 well because my stick being so awkward right now. Okay, so this chapter, you want to talk about it, GT?
Alright, so first, yeah, there's a grate right there.
Mm-hmm.
What I like to do is run on the water and then jump and helm splitter. The spikes here, you just swim into the side until it pops up and then you go through.
Like this. You just need to know their timing, then you know how to delay them and all without getting hit.
This one's more annoying.
Oh, that was a little bit too close. Lucky! I take it back.
I was about. Yeah, the rocket drones are really annoying there. That's what I like to have the little smalls for.
Okay, so right here, don't forget to take advantage of your swimming run right here. Jump, helm splitter, like GT said. Okay, so here what I'd like to do, just to get rid of annoying drones, I jump around and give them some mini gifts right here with incendiaries. So after you kill them, they won't be so annoying to interrupt you anymore. Before using the hand crack. You want to make sure in the water movement, right? You don't want to move the stick way up too much. You don't want to move both of them at the same time, because if you move the stick up at the same time, you'll get this Rio animation thing. You don't want to get this. So you want to press A and then move stick slightly to the up or down. So you need to be careful. Like before you press A, just move the character slightly. Not too deep, you know?
So are you gonna use Lunar on Doku, or are you gonna use dual swords?
Absolutely Lunar. I don't recommend dual sword, to be honest.
Okay, so for this menu here, you would use Lunar, and then if you wanted to, Inazuma, and yeah, explosive arrow. I personally keep fire wheels for Doku because I don't use Inazuma on this fight.
Yeah, because there can be They're very inconsistent in this fight.
Yeah, they're too spread out. You'll mostly hit one or two. That's it.
Mm-hmm. See, like the mermaid doesn't get hit. The mermaid usually gets hit with explosive arrow, but at the same time they have a chance to dodge. Or what you could do, I believe you could fire wheel them and just run and across them. Something like that.
I just jump and spam explosive arrows.
Yeah, you could try doing that, but like GT said, the best way is just to do this. Sometimes they also appear extra spawn. Like
Yeah, I was about to say that.
so after you finish the fight, you do wall run, no water run, jump, helm splitter. But yeah, I keep forgetting to put the karma window just to keep a track on how many enemies are left. But you don't have to, like when you're first starting out this game, you don't really have to worry about how many enemies you kill. What matters, the first thing priority is that you understand the basic idea of this run and how you execute it in general. Rather than focusing, oh, I have 2 enemies left or something. But if you're running on console, it's recommended to have the karma window on.
No, you need it on.
Because in
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you do need it on. Right?
hmm?
You do need it on though, right? It's in the rules.
Well, for what? For PC?
No, for a karma window.
Yeah, you need it for console. Because in PC, they don't have to. They have the life split to prove on. They have the life split and what do you call it? It's very easy to tell whether they're using the script or not for load removing and such. Yeah, so pretty much in this section you just chill, keep spamming the swimming.
I've actually had instances where I got grabbed by the fish, so I stay up and then start going down when I'm with the thing.
Funny enough, they can actually boost your movement around here. Okay, so Doku, the main thing, the idea of this version, the strategy is same as NGB. The only difference is the fact that his grab animation is so long, so you have to time your this helm split. After you do this, you have to time this in such a specific ways where the Doku grab animation ends. So you keep spamming this move until he gets hit, basically. If he gets hit, you follow it up with X. It's this move is basically forward Y.
At this point, you'd usually have Ninpo, so if he goes for that combo, you'd Ninpo through it.
Yes.
Yeah, that.
So you have to time this, and you have to watch out for this attack.
If he blocks all the forward Y stuff, don't go for the X. Just keep going for the forward Y.
Exactly. As much as I'd love to showcase for this dual sword strat, but it's not so reliable for someone who's starting out. Oh yeah, this mission.
Mission's pretty garbage.
Second worst mission in the run. So yeah, I personally like to interact with the running attack because it's just more consistent and forces the player to interact with door and such. It's pretty reliable. Nothing too crazy going on, but oh my god, this is the thing that you break right now. It's very important. Why I recommend you doing that is that you do running Y like this, so Rachel doesn't prioritize the enemy. This part can get a little bit annoying. So you keep running here and then you do running Y. Get this, jump down, hope that the mage won't interfere at the entrance over there. Run X and then do that. We got lucky.
If they interfere, then you gotta just kill them.
Yes. Same story as usual, just spam their ET because their ET is one of the best in the game. If they're so dodgy, do X and Y. Okay, so for this boss, no, mini boss I would call it. For this ogre, you should take some damage while you can, because you want the fight from mandatory loss end a lot faster. Not the stomp one, but this one. One more time.
Heal if you have to on this fight, because if you die on this fight, the run's over.
Yeah. So
And if
yeah,
he drops a blue there and you're low health, you should just ET with it, or UT.
exactly. So yeah, normally, like I said, this combo is the most damaging combo that Rachel has. So you should always be going for that, no matter what. This is one of the primary reasons why this run, like, this is the worst part of the run, because of this mandatory fight. Sometimes it can take so long to kill you. So right here you do just nothing. You got pretty much bad pattern. They don't do their most usual DPS damage. Okay, another chapter that is very, very crucial for the movement right now. I'm gonna have a field day cutting apart this video. I'm gonna have such a crazy field day. Like, you can see why I keep doing running X. It's just so much better. So much better to interact with the environment instead of, like, running manually. At this point, you probably want to grab great elixir as much as you could if you're running low of them. There's also great elixir here. I don't know why I keep getting mixed out. I keep saying devil elixir instead of spirit elixir. So from here you equip just dragon sword and shuriken. Whoops. If you do this movement right, you will immediately get into that platform. Okay, so there is a neat little trick that you need to know. This one I feel like is important to explain.
Alright, so what you do is wall run on the right, then go to the left, or yeah, you jump, and you'll go on to the left, then you jump again, it'll
Yeah.
go, I know,
Yeah, so...
yeah, then it'll go neutral, then you go neutral on the right again,
Yeah.
and then shuriken, cancel, and helm splitter.
Yeah, so from here, that's the visual identification for this. So from here, you jump straight. Like here, Ryu has to be at least at the center of this. Like that. I'll repeat it. So remember, 2 of the jumps... just look. Get out of the way, please. We gotta clear them out so we could explain it. Okay, so again, the first 2 jumps you have to hold the stick. The 3rd jump you have to release the stick into a neutral. And then after that, quickly, shuriken cancel into home splitter. After you finish this, turn up your camera a little bit here and then jump. You could also do this and recenter. So let me just show you the recenter method. Like that. Do not move Ryu too much. So let's showcase it if, like, while I'm on the way down here, so you can see how it goes if I'm trying to go fast. Yeah, this can happen. If you fall down, just forget about the skip. Just like that. It takes a little bit of practice, but you don't have to worry about it too much. If you just don't get it, just forget about it.
So on this wall run coming up, you just slightly end it. Like just do a slight and then end it.
Normally I like to do here, after I do this, I roll jump, neutral jump, and then roll, fix the camera, do this. Okay, so this is very important. After you finish skipping this, you need to hold guard and watch where my stick is going. On the left edge, upward. It will work every time. Left stick edge upward, roll, and then jump from the right edge upward. If you get this on landing right, you wouldn't recover. From here, recenter, do this. Okay, you want to explain Jotunfall now?
Yeah, so for Jotunfrau, we're gonna use Lunar. We're just gonna keep doing forward YYX, or you could do forward YY.
Forward YY is, seems to be faster, because he will keep doing another sequence of that attack. Because I've seen TGD doing that, shoutouts to him. If he does that grabbing attack, throw an X. We got a very good RNG. Because if you don't get a good RNG, he'll just do the slam attack where you have to wait for him before you continue another attack. Other than that, the fight isn't that much of a difference. If you get this good RNG, then you can just say enemy is AFK, come back later. From here,
You know,
again,
it's-
yeah, time for the most amazing boss, by the way. It's the Lava Worm. Literally same idea as the Electro Worm, but this time you have to be extremely patient with it.
Yeah, they can cost you a lot of time.
There we go. Yeah, so that movement that I just did there, it takes a lot of time. I'll showcase it how you actually do it after this fight. Okay, so here you wait for him. Charge. I was too late.
Ooh, you almost lost a talisman there.
So yeah, nothing changed much about the worm. It's just this time they're even more annoying. So don't be surprised if this fight goes like extremely long. What I could suggest is for you just to do the Greed Blade. If you could, try to grab these essence. It gives a lot of money, especially if you kill it on ET. Alright, let me save here. Because I want to showcase the movement.
By the way, when you come out that door from the lava worm, and you're just going straight to Smogon, just jump, shuriken, and Y.
Or forward YY.
Yeah, that works too.
Yeah, so here, you do forward YY. That's the pretty much easier method, instead of jumping and all that. So the movement that I just did there earlier, it's very rare, but what you really need to know is the way that you get it. After you do this jump, oh god. I guess. So after you get this jump, from here you do roll jump, regular jump, roll, delay as much as you can. Delay as much as you can so you could get the complete wall run around here. So you could do air destruction flash into Helm Splitter. Thankfully we have a lot of healing, which is more than enough for Smogon. So Smogon can be approached in two ways. Personally, I recommend to use the dual sword method, because dual sword method is more reliable and Lunar can go extremely wrong if Smogon doesn't behave. So from here, I just switch to this.
I noticed those duels, like if he goes up, like you know how he goes up, he's like it's just you don't get enough height, I feel.
You can just shuriken cancel it with the Helm Splitter to hit it a little bit. So, okay. So the way you do this fight, right? After you pick up this. As soon as you skip the cutscene, Ninpo, spam 360. Till he goes away, then FS shuriken cancel, Helm Splitter. Do this combo.
Be sure to keep an eye on your health too.
Yes. So the combo I was using, basically, I need to make sure that I confirm it with forward Y. If you confirm it with forward Y, you do the X attack. If you can't confirm it with forward Y, you cancel it with the shuriken into this. After you do complete the combo from X, air combo X, you cancel it with the shuriken into Helm Splitter. That's why I recommend using the dual sword instead of Lunar. It just, personally, I think it works a lot better. So so let me restart. I wanted to restart the fight and explain it again, but so you could understand what's happening here. Like I could go step by step. Like what happens if you hit? Because I really think people need to understand. Like sometimes, like they're not getting hit. Why this is happening? At best, you would only need to use one giant elixir here.
Now, if you don't have a bunch of big elixirs, you could just spam a bunch of smalls if you have them, because usually you'd buy them at the shop.
Yeah, that's all the main reasons why I said you may not want to get Almond of the Sun because of this fight alone. So let's repeat. From here, Ninpo, 360. If that happened, do this. So here's the thing. You need to make sure that you confirm it with X. If you can't confirm it with the X, you could do this. Shuriken cancel into Homebreaker. That's the main thing. You need to know if you could confirm with jumping X. You need to make sure that you confirm with the jumping X, then you could cancel it with Shuriken. So yeah, if you don't get the first 360 right, you can just continue doing the cycle that you want. Now, should I showcase the lunar stuff? I don't think it's necessary. I really,
Yeah, if you want to use Lunar, it's just forward YYXY.
yeah, but it has to be done in such a specific way. That's why I showcased the dual sword instead. Because in dual sword you can just mindlessly do that, but in lunar stuff, if you do the first sequence wrong, then the fight can go really shit. Because I feel like showcasing with dual sword is a lot easier for them. Right. Hopefully I don't mess up this time. Just remember, the most important part of this cycle is you confirming the jumping X. Ninpo, 360 spam. FS, Shuriken cancel, helmet flip. Then after that, you do forward Y and then spam with the X combo. Like this. After he does FS, you could cancel it with Shuriken into Home Splitter. So like that. But this can happen if he goes up. Like that, if that makes sense. You should pay attention to your HP and the kind of attack he does. So hopefully that was a lot easier to understand. Like I said, the main important part is doing this. Confirming your attack with this. Alright. Now that we're done with Smogan, you need to pick this up, otherwise you won't be able to progress. If you want, I usually like to do that. From here, I menu to Lunar. I take Inazuma, and then I use Life of Phantom Spell. The reason why I use lunar stuff just to break the environment faster on the next chapter. So this is mid-game is over. We finished mid-game, now we are approaching late game. Mid-game was a lot easier to explain than early game because early game is extremely slow. There are certain cycles that are extremely specific. Yes, you need to hold left here. You can't just hold forward. So this chapter is really nothing much going on aside from Awakened Alma, and Awakened Alma for this version is something else. Like I said, I think you should check out once again JTB's tutorial for boss videos on how you deal with certain boss attacks that you're not aware of. Anything you want to chime in on Awakened Alma?
Just remember that you can't hit the centipede part in this game.
Yes.
There is, if you're using equipment, there is a free, like, basically free talisman. You just hit 2 Inazuma on those, like, big zombie things, and it'll kill them.
Yeah, if you're out of talisman, you could actually kill these zombies as a backup just to save your run. Movements are a little bit jank there, but it's okay. We live with that. No bats? Interesting.
Did you kill them?
No. Already 3 hours? I think it would have been 2 hours if we didn't scuff at early game.
Yeah, it's fine. At least we're explaining things more thoroughly so
Yep.
they can understand.
Mm-hmm. It's just early game was really, really ridiculous. So right here, you do jumping lunar attack because it's a lot faster and doesn't take so much recovery. There's a great spirit elixir here if you want. So take it for a backup. So yeah, as GT was saying early on mods, this is the only mod that is allowed that you would use, which basically removes the blooming effect for the ones who have, you know, problem with the lightning and all of that. And it gives you the access to PS3 Sigma HUD.
That's a neat little trick over here.
Yeah. So you wall run from here. Do that. So you hold the wall one. The first one has to be short, but the second one has to be a little bit long. You could delay the second jump as much as you want. So yeah, you don't have to do it too quick. Okay. I believe I should make a save before we get Alma, in case if we don't get a good start. Same goes for Spirit Doku. Alright. again, once again, check the JDB's tutorial for Awakened Alma, so you can get the idea on how her attack works, on how you could deal with them. What I could do is just to explain how you could kill her fast. Right. The only difference between NGB and this version is that you can't attack her centipede part. Jump, hey straight slash. This can happen, by the way. This is...
Yeah, that's a crappy start.
Yeah, this is one of the instances that it can happen. So let's see if we can get the good start. Okay, let's see. You want the hit straight slash to hit. Like that. Then roll, Gleaming Blade. If she gets up, do the 360 so you could knock her down. If she got knocked down, just slash twice. Roll, do this, but you don't get it. Oh, nice. This can happen. You pretty much want to... Basically in this fight, you pretty much want to pray that the Flying Swallow will hit her no matter what. The reason why I do like that little spin after her knockdown, just to try get her in loop. So let's just showcase this for the loop thing instead of trying to focus killing her. It's very, very important for me to go through this part. You want to explain how the loop works, GT?
Yeah, so basically once she gets up, you do the 360 and tap Y, you don't hold Y, and then if one of the attacks or one of the hits hit her, then you can Flying Swallow and do
Or
the Gleaming
regular
Blade
attack.
again, then you can yeah, and then rinse and repeat. You're not gonna I don't think anyone's gonna ever get it like that consistent. You're
Yeah.
either gonna be too far for dodges.
Yeah, if you're close, take this opportunity. Now let's see. Let's knock her down. Yeah, sometimes she can go really, really high. Which makes her a lot harder to Flying Swallow. So let's knock her down. If we can. Okay. Roll 360 like that. But you see, there is a chance that she can dodge it. Like that. You can do Gleaming Blade, but I'm showcasing the loop. She wakes up, roll, and 360. Like, you got the idea right here. After each knockdown, you do that quick spin, and then either you're gonna FS, or either she's just gonna get knocked down. But sometimes when she gets knocked down, you don't want to do Gleaming Blade. You just want to give her double slash, because she recovers a lot faster that way. If you do Gleaming Blade, then you lose a chance to loop her. Hopefully a good start again. that's too far away. Like this also one of the instances can happen.
I believe while she's landing to even Gleaming Blade, no?
Yeah, you can, but it's extremely risky. I wouldn't recommend that. Unless you know what you're doing. Like that, you see? If she's close to you, you can go for Gleaming Blade. When... That's why I never say anything about what you just mentioned. It's just simply the risk is huge. Unless you have a lot of healing beam, I guess. Okay, so this chapter you're going to fight against 3 berserkers. I'll take Lunar, switch back to Dragon Sword. Okay, so you fight against 3 berserkers. Usually what you want to do is to land the Gleaming Blade first. So, like this. But, if it doesn't work, you're simply going to spam counterattack. Like this. If, you saw that Berserker state that he went on, if he uses Enrage, you could take this opportunity to use Gleaming Blade to dodge. Like, you don't use Gleaming Blade immediately, after you block Seoi attack. Now for the second fight, make sure that you use your essence. Like that. Because it's equipment, he died a lot fast. Without equipment, this can also happen. Same story. Right here.
Yeah, you have to start the UT faster on the third one because he comes in extra fast.
Yes. Second Berserker, you can take your time aligning yourself and charging. But the first, basically to sum it up, the first Berserker you have to spam the counter attack. The second Berserker and the third you need to land the UT. However, if you're running equipment, you can just use the regular UT attack, which they will die fast.
With that though, there is a chance to get out of it.
Yes. Now, in endgame, I would like to call this the Inazuma Party. The reason why I call it Inazuma Party,
Again,
is because you pretty much go crazy with your ninpos, especially if you have a lot of in stock.
yeah, if you have 3 Great Devils, then you might as well just use it because there's an extra one next chapter.
Exactly. I normally like to pick Great Spirit Elixir right there because I normally run out of elixirs at Awakened Alma because, you know, Alma being Alma. Here, don't think. Just use an info. That's the fight.
Yeah, it still doesn't work. Yep.
Yeah, for the last 2, use the Gleaming Blade. But if you don't wanna think about it, just use Great Devil Elixir. So 3 ninpos, the last wave, it depends. You wanna do Gleaming Blade, be my guest. You wanna do Inazuma, be my guest. Whatever suits your need. This is your final shopping, by the way. This is the last shopping that you need. You wanna double check if you have enough arrows. You wanna double check you have enough cores. You also wanna put up the heals that you need, or a small spirit devil. But at this point, especially in Sigma run, you're just gonna get the arrows and heals. You don't want to get this. Because in Sigma, you're upgrading 3 weapons at max. That's why your currency usually in life support here. Alright, so the safest way of dealing with these ghost fish, you simply jump an air destruction slash. That's the safest way if you want to move around here. But having a save for this chapter overall is really good for practice on your own landing jump. Like this. It's way faster than air destruction slash. But it is your first time and you don't feel so confident, just do this. You have enough invincibility frames where you can say, yeah, I'm good, you know.
If
However,
you have a ninpo,
mhm,
you could fire wheels and just run through it.
yeah, but overall, all landing jump saves massive amount of time. So I think it's highly encouraged for you to practice on that. Here, you use an Inazuma twice. You wait for the kitties to appear close nearby, then use the ninpo. You don't want to use it as soon as possible for them being too far. There's a spirit here that you can get before you pick up the key, if needed. So the rest of this chapter is pretty much movement. You only have 2 mandatory fights. You want to explain Spirit Doko, GT?
Okay, so what I do when the fight first start is jump toward him and start Gleaming Blade, and then I run away, wait for him to like do that shoulder thing, and then once he starts coming toward you, Wind Path and another Gleaming Blade, and keep doing that till he dies.
Yeah.
That's the safest way, I think.
Exactly. As a matter of fact, a lot of people do that at certain point when the game literally breaks them. So yeah, practice on your own landing jump here. Don't walk link too much. So here's how I started this fight. Only the beginning. When Doku charges at you, tries to do the attack, he normally does the boomerang thing, and you avoid it. From here, you wait for the shoulder, Wind Path, the Gleaming Blade. Go away. You have to wait for him to attack first. If you do it as soon as possible, then he will block. So the key here that you do Gleaming Blade before he attacks. Like he attacks first, then you do Gleaming Blade. Straightforward. Okay, this chapter... How do I explain it? It's a lot of Inazumas. Like... I can't say much
Yeah, this is
about
what you saved up your info for.
There's not like enough movement involved for this chapter because it's mostly based on how well you on landing jump against the ghost fish. Because the last one, the final movement thing that you need to worry about usually, I wouldn't say the next chapter, but this, you on landing jump until the end of the door, do that. If you time your air destruction slash properly, you can interact with the door. The amount of time you do on landing jump, it depends. It varies. It's not always the same. Normally, for my case, it's either 2 or 3. So, if you could excuse me. Okay, so let's do it again. From here, if you reach when they spawn from this point at this line, you do roll jump 1, 2, 3, air to button, slash, like that. So
That
let's.
chest has a great elixir, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me, let me just demonstrate the movement again. So right here, when they spawn, roll jump, 1, 2, 3. You see what I mean by the distance? Like you need to be, if you land it right, you'll be able to interact with the door. If you don't land it right, you're literally 1 pixel away. So right here, 1, 2, 3. Before you interact with the door, make sure that you're holding the guard button. So I hope that visual cue would help you. Okay. Normally the dinos in this chapter gets one shot with Inazuma, but sometimes they don't die. If they don't die, you just fish them off with the XYY.
The reason they don't die though is because they touched you. So if they touch you with that aura thing, then they're not gonna die.
Yeah, but since we're equipment, they are 200% gonna die. Make sure that they're lined up. Like, you don't want to just spam Ninpo mindlessly here. You want to make sure that you're lined up correctly, so you could kill them 3 at once. So, okay, here's the 3rd one. Now I can safely Ninpo.
See how that one touched him and he didn't die?
So much for equipment.
Yeah, even with the blue helmet, I don't think it works.
Like that. Yeah, just make sure that you avoid them and lined up correctly, then use your Ninpo. If you don't want to use your elixirs or anything at all, you could just air destruction slash spam against these ghosts till you get red. But at the same time, the better way of doing that, right? The better way of doing that is that you on landing jump until the end of the door. So once you reach the door, wall run, bird flip, and do this. If you don't
You're
get,
lucky you get a red there.
yeah. So right here, same story. I'm not sure if their spawn is fixed or random though. But yeah, just beware where they spawns. The move that I just used, the Blade of the Twin Dragon, I believe, it's very good. The moment you get it, it's very good move that you should use it against the Dino and the enemies in general at this chapter.
Even on Fiend Mirai.
Yes. Again, if you want Ninpo, do wall run here, burst blood, Helm Splitter attack like that. Okay, so for the crabs, usually you'd want to Ninpo them twice, right? But sometimes I do Gleaming Blade at one of them. Like that. I don't spam Ninpo much here, because I believe that using Ninpo sometimes wastes your resource.
I believe the amount of ninpo you should be using on each floor is like 3 on the first, 3 on the second, 2 on the third, and 3 on the fourth.
Hmm. Yeah, this wall jump is a little bit tricky there to get it. Okay, so this
Be sure
room,
not to jump too far there.
yeah. So this room, what I'd like to do here, I use one Ninpo to kill the dragon. And then go against this guy, do Gleaming Blade. Wait for the other guy to spawn. It's okay. Do Ninpo again. Kill dragon, Gleaming Blade. Rise and repeat. If you're lucky, they will die.
By the way, if the crabs grab you like from underground, you can mash out of it in this game.
Yes, you can break out of it free. Unfortunately, right here, all that's left is literally the Great Elixir. If you want to refill your Ninpo, you can use this before you enter the thing. So, usually what I would recommend for this wave, I only spam Ninpo at the first wave, but the second wave I don't have to. It's alright. Okay, you can two-cycle this Hydrocubus if you meet the following requirements. Basically, you have to make sure that on the cycle you hit the UT Gleaming Blade twice, but your third combo has to be XYX on landing Gleaming Blade. That's the requirement of getting the two-cycle for this boss. But the way you FS is that you FS Shuriken Cancel into Home Splitter. Now we'll see it in a moment. Unfortunate, this can happen. Like that. UT. Repeat. Just like that. And then repeat. An equipment you can skip doing third Gleaming Blade. But yeah, just make sure that your first two hits are UT. Now, for the second wave, I only recommend using Ninpo just once. Because the rest of the imp you can kill them fast with the Blade of the Twin Dragon. So first one is Ninpo. And then I do Blade of the Twin Dragon spam. Or the counter attack. From here, switch to Lunar Staff. Same idea from the chapter we explained in Smogan, Gryffindor, just for advice spam. Yeah. Remember what I said about RNG? Yep. Okay, you wanna explain Morbus now?
Alright, so Marbus basically, you'd want dual swords and Inazuma.
Yeah, but
I mean, you could use Dragon Sword too, but I personally like dual swords.
yeah,
But so with the Dragon Sword, you would while he's diving, like mid dive, you would Inazuma, then
mhm.
you would do XXXY, or you could do XXY shuriken cancel.
Yeah, when you started out, I just said do this. Yeah, so let's
Yeah.
get started.
When your XXYB is slightly more advanced.
Mhm. This in Sigma version, he will likely do the dive first. Like that. So in the mid-dive animation, do Inazuma. Not too late, not too early. Somewhere in between. The bad RNG in Sigma version Morbus is extremely rare. So I it can happen like maybe every once in 500 attempt maybe, I believe. Okay, now for the Emperor. Keep going, GT.
Okay, so for this, you want to menu to have explosive arrow and fire wheel,
Mm-hmm.
because you already have Dragon Sword equipped. So just explosive arrow and fire wheel.
Yeah, if you don't want to use a resource, use this.
I mean, there's really no point in saving it for Fiend Mirai because it's gonna end relatively fast.
Yes. This and that. I normally like to use Fire Wheel twice, but one thing you need to bear in mind when fighting Emperor 2 is whether the head comes down early or not. Okay. So, you wanna say how the fight works for the Emperor one?
Okay, so Emperor 1, you basically just Gleaming Blade everything as much as you can.
Mm-hmm.
And be sure to move the platform around. Like, you don't want to get hit by those lasers, because you want to keep as much heals as you can for Mirai.
Yeah. That fight is not too complicated. It's just that you're playing bullet hell, if that makes sense. But you need to make sure that you lower the HP, you take out the chest as the second, not the second arm. Because the chest will be a lot harder to hit if you take out the other arm first.
Yeah, the middle part is really annoying.
And if you're certain that you can kill Emperor, feel free to use Inferno, which will hit it. If you position yourself right. If it's like tiny bit of HP left, don't be afraid to use Inferno. From here, what I'd like to do, I shoot. You need to keep in track on how much I shoot. Like until the head's starting to come out, I use Inferno. So aim, shoot at the empty part so the explosive will take hit. Okay, the head comes out. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. If you mess up, just wait for the head to come out. Just block everything. Gleaming Blade. I believe I need to restart this fight.
Yeah. You said Inferno, so I thought you knew you had Inferno. I was gonna tell you, but
Mm-hmm. I got the Metal Gear alert. It says the game crashed. Unfortunate. As much as I'd like to demonstrate one shot, as much as I'd love to demonstrate one shot, I know a lot of people have lost the one because of that. I lost the count how many people lost of that run.
Yeah, I've lost quite a few. Actually, I think my equipment PB before the one I have currently submitted, I messed it up, but it was such a big PB that I kept the run alive.
Uh-huh. So, make sure to focus on the chest on the second time. Oh no, this does not look good. Unless... Mm-hmm. Okay. So again, this time I have fire wheel. You need to shoot on the empty spot after you take out few skeletons here. So you can take so much damage from it. Once you see them coming out, do fire wheel, shoot like at least 3 times, and then switch the ninpo so you could reopen the fire wheel. Then start charging for Gleaming Blade. Just like that. You don't need to level 2, you just need to time how you get it. Sometimes the head will come out too early. But thankfully in this version, Emperor 2 takes so much damage. Okay, the Loner Special, final chapter.
Yeah, you got to be careful with your movement here.
Yes, sir. Okay, we're finally at the end of the run. I'll just mention, if anyone has a question by the end of this tutorial, feel free to ask. If there is any confusing part, we could just go over again. So this is a big opportunity for anyone who's watching.
You could always join the speedrun Discord and ask too.
Mm-hmm. I'll be announcing when I'll upload this. It will be uploaded in speedrun.com. So here, switch back to Dragon Sword because certain movement section. Here you need to do this. You need to focus on this part. Run up. And then here you do 1, 2, 3, run, jump, run, jump. You just need to get the rhythm with this movement. Once you get used to the rhythm, it's a cakewalk. Roll jump. Yeah, usually the cutscene will trigger here.
On that shimmy, you can spam X and you can jump on the wall.
Here you have to run a bit. Do not roll jump. Here you have to be careful. Make sure that you're lined up with Rachel and then jump. So this fight. Again, I will link drop JDB playlist for each boss guide. The one that is like matters the most. Like Fiend Morai, Fiend Morai, I think Doko and Almos. So for Fiend Morai, what should we say? Gleaming Blade or Twin Dragon? I think Twin Dragon should be much easier for you to spam. Basically what you want to keep going.
Yeah. You could, like, the Gleaming Blade sometimes won't hit every single hit.
Yes.
XYX is also relatively easy.
But Twin Dragon is the second most damaging combo aside from Gleaming Blade. So essentially what you want to do is that you want to fire wheel, then do Twin Dragon, dodge his attacks, heal as much as you need to. However, if you want a more safe approach, you could just take Inferno. From here, you do Inferno, then Gleaming Blade, repeat. He gets hit, do Gleaming Blade. See, that's what I mean. Sometimes Gleaming Blade, you won't be able to get every single hit. So instead, do Inferno. Again. He got hit, Gleaming Blade. Again. He got hit, Gleaming Blade. Repeat. And there you go. That's very much the most reliable way of doing Fiend Murai. You just spam Inferno and do a wind run at him, do a Gleaming Blade. With a Fire Wheel, you just have to be prepared on your resource, on how much you do Gleaming Blade. So, yeah, I think that's the easiest way for me to explain Fiend Murai. Like, that's the most beginner-friendly way, if that makes sense. GG?
Yeah. If you don't have a talisman at this point, then do not even attempt to do Gleaming Blade because you're just gonna die.
Yeah, you could spam XYY and then Inferno loop. Oof. Okay. I don't think we do I know how do I wrap this up? I don't think we need to wrap this up, but I think that's a good opportunity for people to question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can finally look at the chat. Like,
Yeah, you got raided.
yeah, I saw Zanzikin. Thanks for the raid. Appreciate it. So basically what's gonna happen, I'm gonna put this entire link highlight for the stream, but for the YouTube part, we have to make some adjustment. Like, we need to cut the part, the one that matters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you guys got any early game question specifically, you can just let us know. I don't think anyone has a question.
I can't hear you again, bro. This shit is so annoying.
I know. I did not think.
Yeah, anyway, I don't think live people have question.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube people definitely have question.
Native people would be for sure, but yeah, like, don't forget to join the speedrunning Discord. At the if only
Looking at you, Licorice. Please join the Discord, Licorice. I beg of you.
Yeah, hiding all that juice. But, oh man. I feel like there's something missing, but I feel like they are covered at the same time. I just have to edit them in the YouTube, like just put the clips that matters. I don't have to clip every single damn thing. Because the way
Are you keeping the movements? Are you keeping every single movement section, like the whole run, or are you just gonna put mostly important fights and important movements?
I'm usually gonna put I think I'm gonna put the the movement part, but when we get to the fight section, I have to cut it out. This has to be breaking down chapter by chapter because there's no way it can fit into one video. It's 3 hours.
It's almost 4 hours now.